U.S. There's also a chance he'll go to Turkey Thursday, trying to broker a peace deal for
the potential meeting of the leaders of Russia and Ukraine after more than 3 years of war. Now with the added ingredient of President Trump himself saying he might turn up in Istanbul too. Russia hasn't confirmed if President Putin will attend or if he'll send a delegation, but Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky insists he'll only talk to Putin and won't give FaceTime to a lower-ranking official.
Now back to Edon Alexander. He was released yesterday.
Alexander from New Jersey was just 20 when he was taken. His mother Yael spoke to him on the phone after his release.
They just released a photo of you, and you look unbelievable. Wow. You look beautiful. I love you so much.
The terrorist group said the release was a gesture of goodwill to President Trump and an ask that he pressure the Israeli government to end the war.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. When in court for the Trump administration, a federal judge will allow the IRS to share tax data with Immigration and Customs Enforcement to help ICE identify and deport immigrants illegally. Nonprofit groups had sued trying to block that, claiming immigrants who pay taxes are entitled to the same privacy rights as American citizens. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Some wet and muggy weather. Cloudy and 62 degrees in the Circle City with a clear radar. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. More rain is expected to keep falling across Indiana this week.
All right, so, it's not going to be continuous rain, but we are in a bit of for the middle of May, it's a bit of a humid pattern. Dew points are up a little bit in the 60s. We'll call it moderate humidity.
Alex McGinnis with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says Thursday is the day where severe weather is most likely at this point. Police in Edinburgh are searching for suspects in a shooting that wounded an 18-year-old man leaving a party this past Saturday morning. The victim was shot in a car on East Main Cross Street and taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound to the head. He's since been released after being treated. They believe the shooting happened after a fight broke out at the party and the suspects fled the scene. The statewide average for gas today is $3.05 a gallon, according to Gas Buddy. Despite circulation that a skeleton found in Bloomington back in March may have been Lauren Spear, the remains were identified scientifically as belonging to John E. Baker, who had been missing for 3 years. Jeff Hall is the Monroe County coroner.
We all are on the lookout for any possibility that it could be a Lauren Spear case, or there are several other missing persons cases that haven't been solved yet.
He says his goal is to help families with the closure they need. The world's largest biotech company is investing heavily in Indianapolis. Jarrett Lewis reports.
Biotech giant Roche is announcing a new investment in the city totaling more than $500 million. Roche says their $550 million investment will expand its diagnostics manufacturing hub in Indy by 2030. The expansion will focus on manufacturing continuous glucose monitoring systems. They expect to create hundreds of highly skilled jobs for the Indiana economy and enhance their production capabilities in the U.S. Indianapolis serves as the North American headquarters for Roche Diagnostics, part of the Roche Group. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And I'm John Herrick. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. It's 6:04. Your traffic and weather next.
Applied Innovation has made a lot of IT directors happy with their managed print services offering. Listen to a few of them talk about Applied Innovation. Chris Pfeiffer, IT Director for Doran Mayhew.
So we were able to reduce the number of machines that we use, but increase their capacity. And then basically we cut our managed print services bill in half by doing that.
Applied Innovation customer Linda Philly Watson, Director of IT at LaSalle Bristol.
The devices are well managed, they're well maintained, well supported, and that's less time for me. More time for me to spend on other projects, on other priorities.
Applied Innovation customer Craig Gilliam, IT Director for Suncoast Skin Solutions.
I think it's just the simplicity of everything. They're quick, fast, and so if you need any help, they're on the spot.
Applied Innovation, office technology made simple, backed by a partner you can trust. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
Okay, northbound 65, good morning. Good morning, Southsiders. There is a crash on the exit going northbound 65 that slipped to Prospect Morris. Okay, now the ramp is open. It is partially blocked, so if you're one of the people that kind of peel off into that Garfield Park, Fountain Square area, it's northbound 65 to Prospect Morris. Crash on the exit. It's up. Westbound 70 looking good from the east side, just 4 minutes from 465 into the north split. Have a safe Morning commute. Traffic sponsored by Rocket. Rocket.com is a single, seamless home ownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and even refinance your home. Get started today. Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's happening?
No, it's Tara Hastings.
Wait a second. I'm very confused.
We're doing it again. We flipped. It's me. It's going to be me tomorrow, too, at this time.
Well, I can't think about tomorrow. I have to live in the now.
Okay.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV
Hey.
meteorologist. What are you doing?
Hey, good morning. Hey, it's a mild morning and dry. We've got a partly to mostly cloudy sky out there right now. It's temps in the 60s. We'll climb to 77 degrees today. We are going to look for some scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. I think we'll be dry through at least the lunch hour, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll look for some spotty showers and thunderstorms to develop. Tonight, a scattered shower early, otherwise partly cloudy, mild again, 61. 81 on Wednesday, partly cloudy, just an isolated shower, and then warm, humid with some thunderstorms late Thursday, near record highs on Thursday, 88 degrees.
That is just awful. Awful. But Friday, no. Friday will be better.
Friday will be better. The humidity values do begin to drop on Friday. I think we'll still be in the 80s on Friday.
Huh. Because, a lot of us are going to be at the track.
I know, for qualifying weekend. This is exciting.
It'll be weird if you're qualifying in the 80s and humidity. That's different than if you're racing in the 80s and humidity.
Right.
So, and now we need to know what these guys are going to qualify in.
So for Saturday and Sunday, I think temps are going to be in the 70s and the humidity values are going to be lower. And right now it looks like dry conditions. May see a little bit of rain left over early Saturday morning.
All right. Weather's already going to play into this. Weather's going to be, is starting to be a story. Tara Hastings did not want to be denied in this 109th running of the Indianapolis 500. Heard right here on WIBC. No. Weather, your first. Alex Pillow, your first story. Weather, your second story. I think that's where we're at right now. Until qualifying. So. There it is. Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. Tell Marcus the switching is freaking me out, and it's like a Freaky Friday, and honestly, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it at all. Thank you, Tara. 63 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:08.
This hour on WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine custom jewelry.
Lower drug prices. Because the president of the United States, his name is Donald Trump, you've seen pictures, has the hair, signed an executive order that says you will not be able to charge in the United States more than you charge in the nation where you have the lowest price. We often pay more in the United States because our drugs are not subsidized by federal government via tax dollars. President Trump signs an executive order. You have to lower the prices. Oh.
Some prescription drug and pharmaceutical prices will be reduced almost immediately by 50 to 80 to 90%. Big Pharma will either abide by this principle voluntarily or will use the power of the federal government to ensure that we are paying the same price as other countries.
Big Pharma? Mr. President, I really, really don't like it when you use the language of the left. Really. No. I must insist how awful I think it is. Tony Katz, did I say hello? 93 WIBC, good morning. Well, why don't you want lower drug prices, Tony? Why are you questioning Trump? He's a businessman. He's a genius. Whoa. Lots of good economic policy from Trump, just not this. Well, he did tariffs, and look how well that worked out. Has it? You raise tariffs to 145%, then you lower them to 30%, and you tell everybody that's victory? I don't have a deal with China yet. I'm willing to wait it out, right? I'm in it. The only way out is through. I've said it many times. Let's go to work. But we don't have a deal. He signed a great deal with the UK. Really? Opening up $5 billion worth of the UK markets. It's only a question of who buys our stuff. Not that the market is open, although maybe a good step. I'm willing to see the result to decide. I'm not willing to put anybody on a pedestal because it's not for me to cheer them. It's for me to see the result that makes my life better, your life better. He works for me. I don't work for him. I voted for the guy 3 times. I don't work for him. He works for me. And I don't think this deal on drugs is working for me. I think we've got ourselves a real problem here. If anything, it's why I'm not a populist because, well, the idea that government's going to set prices is very Bernie Sanders. Now, it can be argued, as Avik Roy argues it, first name Avik, A-V-I-K, that the pricing is already is already being set in a certain way due to cronyism and something called PBMs, pharmacy benefit managers. I'm not saying that's right either. I'm not saying we shouldn't look at that. Absolutely. Saying the words big pharma, invoking some Bernie Sanders. No. Once again, not a populist. We're going to see what happens in 30 days. We're going to see what happens when these drug companies say, all right, less R&D it'll be. Why would we design something that we can't make a profit off of? Because profit is good. I know that will upset the college set, but what the hell do they know? Profit is good. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Your cash is waiting for you. It's right there at indianaunclaimed.gov, and you can use my name, Tony, to get your cash. Just text my name, Tony, T-O-N-Y, to 46220. Do that right now, and you can find out whether or not you have cash waiting for you. The Attorney General's office is reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. As a matter of fact, 1 in 7 Americans has unclaimed property. Over $800 million is waiting to be claimed. And yeah, it's your money. It could have been that final paycheck. It could have been some insurance proceeds. It could have been a refund. And they didn't know how to get it to you, so it went to the state. The Attorney General has it. Now you can go get your cash. Text my name. Text Tony to 46220. Text my name, Tony, to 46220. Or go to indianaunclaimed.gov right now and go get your cash.
This is Gary Dick, a new automotive plant in Indiana at 632. Brought to you by IBJ's 20 in their 20s. Know a young person making a big impact? Nominate by May 23rd and learn more at ibj.com/nomination.
Mecum Auctions returns to the Indiana State Fairgrounds May 9th through 17th for Dana Mecum's 38th Original Spring Classic. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Mecum experience. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. And with more than 3,000 vehicles up for auction, it's a chance to bring home your dream car. Register to bid and buy tickets now at Mecum.com. That's Mecum.com.
And I will be at the Mecum auction from noon to 3. We will be live. You should come by and maybe bring snacks. I don't know if I'm allowed to smoke a cigar indoors. We're about to find out. We're going to find out quickly. But I will be there at the Mecum auction at the Indiana State Fairgrounds, noon to 3. Come out, say hello, snacks. That's what you bring. Matt Barris, traffic.
Southside crash on the exit from northbound 65 to Morse Prospect, and that ramp is open. It's partially blocked, and that's through a construction zone. Northbound 65 under construction. You start to lose lanes as you get close to the south split between Raymond and the south split. A little bit of a slowdown as you make your way through there. Traffic sponsored by Rocket. Rocket.com is a single, seamless home ownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and even refinance your home. Get started today at Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We have got ourselves warm weather coming right now, 63 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:16.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Pat Sullivan here with exciting news from my friends at Hope Plumbing, now known as Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Hope now offers plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services, bringing total comfort to your home. No more dealing with multiple home service memberships. For only $8 a month, Hope is now your one-stop for safety and maintenance inspections and so much more. Make sure you're prepared for those Indiana summer heat waves with an AC tune-up by calling Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse is now open and ready to serve you. Whether you're buying jewelry or selling jewelry, PA Jewelers has got you covered. One-of-a-kind pieces, vintage pieces. Make an appointment, sit down with them in the buy room, and find out how you can get that special piece made just for you. Easy to get to in Brownsburg. See everything they have to offer in a no-pressure environment. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, now open in Brownsburg. 317-456-4010. That's 456-4010. Or online at pajewelers.jewelry. pajewelers.jewelry.
This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their large selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon, along with the Big Green Egg.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Arrested moments ago, taken away in handcuffs. This came after hours, Jackie, of them sitting here right behind me in front of the ICE detention facility, and they weren't just blocking these people from coming and going like ICE employees, but they were also from entering this facility. So the Newark PD had to show up. They're saying they're peaceful, they're locking arms, saying they're not going anywhere until this ICE facility is closed down, and they wanted to voluntarily, get arrested. So
the Democratic Party is made up of ridiculous children. Standing in front of a detention center, Immigration Customs Enforcement Detention Center in Newark, locking arms, so-called faith leaders, singing "We Shall Overcome." They're ridiculous children. And that is true, of course, of the Democratic Party in Indiana. The Republican Party in Indiana is the most beatable party possibly in America. And the Democrats here have said, nah, let's not even try. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. Good to be with you. failed on property taxes, raised taxes on small business. Sorry, my cigar people got their taxes raised from a state that put a cap on cigar taxes just 2 years ago. So much for faith in keeping to your word. Basically, Republicans pulled a Joe Hogsett. No. You can't be trusted. You guys did it. Don't get angry. Don't get upset. You did the thing. If you wanted to talk, I'm right here. Then again, I've been right here for coming on next month will be 11 years. And the total number of people who have reached out from the General Assembly is maybe 4. Long gone are the days of Brian Bosma when he would reach out, even if he disagreed. Yeah, no one does that anymore. Roderick Bray, Todd Hughes, 11 years, never once noticed that never happened from the Republican leadership. But there they are standing in front of this ICE facility. And they, of course, all think it's the 60s. That's what they think they're doing. They think they're good and kind and decent people. They don't understand that the people in the 60s were also scumbags. Now, that's the second time this week I've used that word, and I admit to you, I shouldn't. I should find a better way to say it. So forgive my own frustration from leaking through there. But when you're standing up for a violent criminal group, as many who have been detained by ICE are, and you don't stand up for a rule of law, you don't stand up for an American citizen, maybe it's just sometimes frustrating. And if you say to me, well, look what they did to Kilmar Abrego Garcia and how they deported him illegally. Whoa up. Even if you think that's a mistake, even if you think it's a mistake, and the facts are not totally on your side there, that is far different than trying to break into a facility where these people are held. That's very different than stopping people from doing their job. It's very different from thinking this is some kind of 60s protest where you get to play dress up. It's very different stuff. If you want to discuss a case, you can. If you want to discuss a criminal element and pretend it doesn't exist, you are awful. And your children when you lock arms and sing. You're not, you're children. That's all this is. This is cosplay. And not even the fun kind. You know, with like latex and stuff. While that's happening, Democrats are realizing, if you want to talk about buyer's remorse, that they made a very large mistake when they voted for David Hogg to be their vice chair. This was the guy, Parkland High School, and the shooting that he wasn't at, and he became the spokesperson and then got to go to Harvard, even though he never had the grades or the mind. And he's now the vice chair of the Democrats, and he wants to challenge Democrats who aren't progressive enough, and he wants to reach out to potential voters who just want to, drink beer and meet girls. That was, I cleaned that up a little bit from what he said, which is actually not a totally wrong thing to say. Well, the idea that you want to challenge Democrats, that's enough. The Democratic Party has now decided that his vote, when he got voted in, it was improper. The Credentials Committee of the DNC heard a complaint that the DNC bungled its own rules when Hogg and a guy by the name of Malcolm Kenyatta were elected as vice chairs in February. So they voted to remove him. So that went through committee, it passed, and now it's going to go to the full DNC, I think, later this year. And if approved by the full DNC, they will remove David Hogg from his position, and then they'll have a new vote. Isn't that amazing? He calls for non-progressive Democrats to be primaried, and then the Democratic Party says, oh, look, we made an error. Sure you did. You made an error, just like when you put Bernie Sanders in the trunk, just like when you gave Hillary Clinton the questions to debate. You guys and your allies do anything you want, and you have no regard for the rules. No error made when you decided that Kamala Harris could have the nomination without a single vote being cast. Oh, you're precious. You're precious. Michael Walsh once described the Democratic Party as a criminal organization masquerading as a political party. He was right. Oh, he said it years ago. He was right. Is what it is. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
What's happening, Tony? Looking at northbound 65, peeling off the Morse Prospect. There's a crash on that exit. The ramp is open. It is partially blocked. And seeing what's happening at the airport right now, looks pretty good going westbound 70 from downtown out to Indianapolis International with Ronald Reagan at Ameriflex. No delays, nothing to interrupt you at the moment. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
State Rep J.D. Prescott will be with us to talk about what a great job the General Assembly did this session. That should go well.
Join us Tuesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Power outages, storms, the weather can be unpredictable and also can be the power grid. The question is, how are you prepared if something bad comes down the line? I mean, just a month or so ago, we had tornadoes come through the northern part of Indianapolis. Generator Supercenter is there to give you the peace of mind with a Generac automatic standby generator for your home. Generator Supercenter is the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. You should call them now and get a free estimate. You don't have to wait on the power company to fix a down line or a blown transformer. You don't have to worry about waiting on hold with the power company. With Generator Supercenter, you've got 24-hour monitoring. You've got the ability to have power the minute the power cuts off. Their system will kick right on, and your family is safe and secure. And the appliances and the apparatus that you want getting power, get the power. Get your free estimate. Talk to Generator Supercenter for a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator. Financing available with low monthly payments. Talk to them today, 317-827-0808, or visit the showroom, 96th at 69, 317-827-0808, Generator Supercenter, 827-0808.
Pat Sullivan here for Gutter Helmet. Are you still putting screens on your gutters? If the holes are too big, debris gets in, and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top, and now you're cleaning the screens. I have Gutter Helmet on my home, and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. Right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 19% discount, plus, get this, 12 months no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Give them a call at 800-5HELMET. That's 800-5HELMET to schedule a free estimate. 19% off restrictions apply and cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET or go to gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens, poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more.
Start her engine by racing into Pierce Jewelers in Carmel for that perfect diamond engagement ring that will put you in the winner's circle. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
When you can expect rain. It's cloudy and 63 in downtown Indy. Today's high 75. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. It's going to be falling in Indiana for most of the week.
Generally afternoon showers and a few thunderstorms both today and tomorrow. Could have some brief heavy rain today. And then as we get into tomorrow, when that circulation kind of starts spinning through Ohio and out of the area, could have some afternoon showers.
Alex McGinnis with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says all severe weather threats are possible throughout the day Thursday. The family of the late Beech Grove police officer Bill Toney called for justice and the execution of Benjamin Ritchie's death sentence during his final clemency hearing on Monday.
It's time. I'm tired. We're all tired.
That's Tony's widow, Dee Dee Tony Horan. Ritchie was convicted of killing Tony and is scheduled to die by lethal injection May 20th. Ritchie's attorneys argue brain damage from fetal alcohol spectrum disorder is what caused his criminal behavior in 2000 when Ritchie stole a van, ran from police, then shot and killed Tony. Released U.S. hostage Edon Alexander will speak to President Donald Trump on the telephone today. Fox's Jonathan Savage.
Edon Alexander was freed by Hamas yesterday, but 19 months in captivity in Gaza means he's weak and still needs hospital treatment. Alexander was raised in New Jersey, but was serving in the Israeli military when he was kidnapped. He'll stay in Israel for now. A face-to-face meeting at the White House has been slotted in for later this month. The 21-year-old did meet President Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff, though. Witkoff posting on social media that the world is inspired by the former captive's courage and resilience. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
The president also landed in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia today in the first stop of his trip to the Middle East to call for investments into the U.S. And today is National Apple Pie Day. America's favorite dessert is celebrated annually on May 13th. Researchers say the first known printed apple pie recipe came from England in the late 1300s. Your traffic, weather, and sports all coming up in a moment.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Mostly known as the orthopedics capital of the world, Kosciuszko County could soon disrupt the American automotive industry. At least that's the goal for Michigan-based Slate Auto, which recently announced plans to make its flagship product, the Slate Truck, in Warsaw at the former LCS Communications plant. The move expected to bring about 2,000 jobs back to the factory, says Slate's PR leader, Jeff Jablansky.
First of all, building in the U.S. was paramount for us, and that was a decision that was early on. North Star for us was manufacturing in America. And the second piece was, okay, so we're going to manufacture here. What can we do so that we don't have to build a new factory? Because reindustrialization is so important to the mission of Slate, not only putting people back to work and putting people to work in the U.S., but doing it where we don't have to build a new factory.
A new report from the Indiana Association of Realtors shows new home sales in April were nearly flat compared to the same month last year. However, pending home sales increased 5% year over year. Shelbyville-based Knauf Insulation has announced plans to expand its Indiana operations. The company says it is adding a dedicated blowing wool line at its Shelbyville fiberglass insulation plant, though a spokesperson declined to disclose the financial investment. Purdue University has announced that Dan DeLaurentis will be its next executive vice president for research. He currently serves as VP for Research Institutes and Centers at Purdue's Discovery Park District. He will succeed Karen Plout, who announced in January plans to retire. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
At Indiana University, we're undaunted by challenge. We take the lead. We don't follow the crowd. Embracing the future with creativity and bravery. Unapologetically optimistic. Equipped with the knowledge and intention to change the world. Because bold is who we are. 9 campuses, 1 purpose. Creating tomorrow, today. Indiana University. Bring on tomorrow. Join us at iu.edu.
In May, we're shifting into high gear with full throttle coverage of Business at the Brickyard, presented by LiUNA. From the boardroom to the backstretch, get the inside track on how motorsports fuels the Hoosier economy. We'll put you inside the driver's seat with exclusive stories from around the state and an all-access pass to the historic Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So buckle up and join us for Emmy Award-winning Business at the Brickyard coverage in May. Central Indiana's largest and oldest office furniture dealer has announced plans to relocate its headquarters and showroom from Indianapolis to Noblesville. Business Furniture Corporation plans to open its new 62,000 square foot facility next year at Campus Center Business Park. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
All right, Gary, looking at northbound 65 into the south split. It's slow traffic, Raymond Street up to the south split because of road construction, lanes being reduced to closer to the south split you get. We also have a crash on that exit, that little slip ramp to Morris Street Prospect. That ramp is open. It is partially blocked. What's happening going to the airport? Not a lot, and we love that. Westbound 70 fantastically from the south split West Street, Meridian, Illinois. However, you decide to get onto I-70 from downtown, and then it is smooth out to the airport collector with Ronald Reagan Parkway and the Meriplex. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week is Sullivan Hardware and Garden. See their great selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon grills, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
63 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:36. We check on sports. And John Herrick, what do you know?
Well, Tony, sports is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. Practice begins today for the 109th running of the Indy 500. 2008 500 winner Scott Dixon, 6th in the point standings right now, but he says there's plenty of room to improve.
Just got to put everything behind you, right? There's obviously no reason to dwell on the day before. Sure, you got to learn from it. You got to learn from the mistakes or the bad days, but move on quickly. You can definitely, especially at that place when it was 2 or 3 weeks long, you can get in a downward spiral very fast.
Drivers will run from noon to 6 on the IMS Oval today through Friday, qualifying Saturday and Sunday. Game 5 is tonight when the Indiana Pacers square off with the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Tip time at 7 o'clock on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. Pacers lead 3-1, and the winner of that series gets the winner of the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics. The Knicks have a 3-1 series lead after beating Boston in Game 4 Monday night. And the Indianapolis Indians are trying to get their second win in a row. They're opening a 6-game home series against the Louisville Bats that begins tonight in Indianapolis. I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinic's treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
So we're going to add tolls in Indiana. Is this the plan? Right? You've got House Bill 1461, which actually it removes impediments, I believe, removing restrictions for the Indiana Department of Transportation to where certain tolls can be put. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. We're gonna put a toll tax. See what I did there? Oops, too soon. On 70 and on 74, right? This is the plan. We're gonna tax these roads or toll these. See, I did it again. Jeepers. Gosh, I would say it's Freudian, but no. And the plan is, well, we've got so many people traveling these as we're the crossroads of America, that the only way to keep these roads up and running is to put these tolls on. You guys know I was born in Brooklyn, right? And you know I grew up in New Jersey. I grew up paying tolls to do everything. Now, growing up in Middletown, New Jersey, there weren't tolls on Route 35. That was the main artery through Middletown, and then that's what got you into Red Bank and Rumson and then Jersey Shore. And there weren't tolls on 36, Keansburg, and on those areas. But the Garden State Parkway, I paid a toll every X number of miles. New Jersey Turnpike, heading into Manhattan, paid a toll all the time. Never mind what you paid at the Holland Tunnel, which the Holland Tunnel, you paid to get into New York, but not going out. You had to pay to leave New Jersey. That's the way it works. Tolls are not good. Tolls are an incredible cost to the people who live there. That's what they are. So if there's going to be a conversation about tolls, we're going to lower the gas tax now, aren't we? We're going to lower the abusive, onerous gas tax, which was going to fix the roads. That's the plan, right? Because if that's not the plan, and now with an increase in taxes on specific businesses, which this General Assembly has done, we're going to talk tolls? How is this not a supermajority Democratic Party? Supermajority Democratic state? How is it not? If this is the argument, no lowering of the gas tax, if we're going to toll these roads, and Lord only knows what else might get done, at what moment does somebody say, yeah, this is maybe a bad idea? Hey, maybe there's another way. Hey, maybe we have to do more with less. Hey, maybe. Because all I've seen from these few months of the Braun administration and this Republican Party is, well, sucks to be you, Hoosiers. And it has not been enjoyable. I just don't know if people are really ready to make changes at a ballot box. Who they run for office and who they eventually vote for. If Democrats were smart, they'd be like, this is their moment. They would be working to make this their moment. But nope, they're going to screw it up. And I will explain that coming up. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This May, you've got a chance to see what an IndyCar driver's dream garage really looks like. WIBC's Tales from the Track, presented by Relay Indiana, takes you inside Graham Rahal Performance, a high-octane hangout where racing meets luxury. Hammer and Nigel sit down with Graham for great stories, laughs, and insights from someone who grew up on the hallowed grounds of the IMS. But this backstage pass to speed, style, and surprises is sold out. The only place to register to win tickets is WIBC.com.
We get swept away in May, right? I mean, it's great. I love it. There's this huge race, playoff basketball, 1,000 things happening. We cannot forget to check on and upgrade our financial portfolio. Matt Bear here. Hey, I'm talking to Trajan Wealth. Trajan Wealth, I really like them. Trajan takes those few extra moments to get to know you before customizing that tailor-made financial portfolio for you. Call 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your first appointment. It's free. It's like getting a second opinion. The markets are unpredictable, a little bit crazy even, and a full review, the second opinion on your portfolio can set your mind at ease. Provide a little peace of mind, helping us get the most out of May in Indy. Call today, 317-480-4040. Or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Are you dealing with foot, knee, hip, or back pain? Well, it sounds like you could use a spring in your step. Hi, this is Phoebe with the Good Feet store, and I've got just the thing to help you spring forward into comfort. Good Feet's unique, patented 3-step arch support system is designed to reduce pressure on your joints to keep you feeling energized all day long, even when you're running on an hour's less sleep. With less pressure on your joints, you'll also experience less pain and discomfort too. When you visit the Good Feet store, we'll take time with you to figure out what you need on your free personalized fitting. You can also take all the time you need to walk in-store to feel the Good Feet difference personalized for your feet, your shoes, and your lifestyle. Most of our customers say they feel relief immediately, and you can too. Make your appointment today at goodfeet.com. Don't just live with the pain. Discover your options and spring into comfort at the Good Feet store. Come in today for your free personalized fitting and test walk. We're in your neighborhood. Visit goodfeet.com to find the location nearest to you.
Toll roads. We pay more. The state doesn't do it less. The cities don't do it less. The municipalities don't do it less. The townships don't do it less. And we're told on radio that we're the problem. Good Lord. Indiana's becoming a sci-fi. Matt Bear has traffic. What's up, Matthew?
You got it, Tony. Northbound 65, stop and go traffic, Keystone Avenue up to the south split. That is a work zone. You start to approach the south split after Raymond Street and you start to lose lanes. That's how this works, and that's going to pick up this Saturday. Details to come here at WIBC Traffic. Also looking at St. Mary, northbound 65, there's a semi sitting on the slip from northbound 65 to Moore Street. There is a disabled semi on the exit ramp. The ramp is open. It's partially blocked. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week is Sullivan Hardware and Garden. See their great selection of grills. Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon grills, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Were you talking about Sullivan with the grills? Is it Sullivan?
Yeah, they're big.
They've
green
got
egg
good grills. I bought a grill from Sullivan's.
Which one did you buy?
Oh, I got the Weber.
The Weber. Okay.
I got the Weber.
As I get like a porch, I'm getting a green egg. That's all there is to it. I want that green egg badly.
Are you talking about a balcony like in your apartment?
Right, no, I can't put a grill on my balcony. No, they'll throw me out. I have to have a porch, like something like on the first floor.
So are you moving?
Yeah, I'm gonna move in November.
Is that right?
Just to get a green egg.
You're gonna put a green egg on your porch of your apartment?
Yeah, the new apartment. Yeah, not the old one. But I'm going to move so I can get this green egg so I can grill and make the neighborhood smell wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neighborhood wasn't smelling great, was it?
Well, I mean, not for me. Well, wait, I phrased that wrong. I don't make the neighborhood smell bad. I want to make it smell good.
So the neighborhood just smells bad in general?
No, it doesn't. It's a good neighborhood. I'm just saying I can't put a grill on my balcony, and then at the new place I'll put a grill on my balcony and it'll smell great.
So other people don't know how to grill well, and you need to grill better than them.
That's not. I don't feel like that's what I said. I don't feel like what I was expressing. But
Matt Bear, racist traffic.
Come on.
I don't know. No, that wasn't it.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Crazy.
63 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:48.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close, you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy world-class dining and distilleries, shops, spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
Hi, Jeff Roush for Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP 105,575, Nautilus MSRP 6195, Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers good through May 31st, 2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Are you or your spouse looking to lose weight in time for the summer? Go to Loti Center for prescription weight loss treatment options, including semaglutide. If you qualify for treatment, you can get a free B12 shot when you start. Offer limited. Book right now. FixMyLoti.com.
The Home and Garden Show is on the road this Saturday. They'll be broadcasting live from 9 to 1 at Miss M's Home and Garden Spring Open House in Bargersville. Enjoy the Pearl Coffee Company, Mallow Run Winery, and Chomp's Food Truck. There'll be door prizes, giveaways, and more.
June 26th, I will be at Hotel Tango, your host for an incredible evening that will support HVAF, Helping Veterans and Families, and a group called Brothers for Life, doing a fundraiser with a whole group of people, drinking bourbon, raising money for both American and Israeli veterans. Stories of heroism, stories of what's been going on with veterans here in the U.S., how veterans in Israel have been dealing post-October 7th. An incredible evening right here in Indianapolis at Hotel Tango. If you follow me on the Twitter X there, at Tony Katz, you can get all of the information. This is June 26th at Hotel Tango, and the link is there. You can get your tickets. Going to be an absolutely incredible night, a good night, actually a fun night for an important cause, helping veterans and families right here in Indianapolis. Incredible group of people. Got introduced to them through Hotel Tango, through the work at Premier Arms, and Brothers for Life. We're going to have this bourbon tasting in support of these two charities. Can't wait to see you there. This is June 26th. Put it on the calendar right now. As for President Trump, who is right now in Saudi Arabia, and then he was mulling the idea of going to Turkey for the sit-down with Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky, wanting to try and get that deal accomplished. I think it'd be interesting if he went, because I mean that would be an example of truly invested. Don't get me wrong, I think he is, and I think that we lose this in his conversations. Even if I don't agree with every piece of everything, I think that he is truly invested in the idea of this war ending. I do think on a very visceral level, emotional level, it gets to him. I believe that to be true about President Trump. So we'll see if he goes to Turkey to moderate this conversation. But he should not take the plane from Qatar. Now, I have heard every single piece, every single story, that this is a gift to the United States, actually to the military, because planes that we ordered from Boeing are not here yet. The real story here is that Boeing is an unmitigated disaster. Boeing is a mess. This is awful, what we're seeing here. The mismanagement, the misappropriation possibly of funds. I can't put my finger on all of it, but they can't. They've had 10 years, 11 years to build a plane. They can't do it. And so these planes are not here. Air Force One is not getting replaced. Qatar said, we have this. Here, take it. And Trump is prone to say, thank you. Take the plane. But the idea was that it was going to be used for Air Force One, and then it would be part of his library going afterwards. And Democrats are screaming emoluments clause, and you can't do this. You don't take a plane from Qatar. They're not your friend. It's not a nation that's our friend. It's a nation that we may have to deal with, but it's a nation that can harbor Hamas and harbor terrorists and engage in support of them. This is not what you do. The argument of they offered you a plane, you just say thank you, and I'd be stupid if I didn't, I think is true of lots of places, just not of Qatar. Don't take the plane. Don't you dare fly in the plane. If America somehow took it, don't you dare make it your plane. Let the military use it for another purpose. We shouldn't be taking gifts from Qatar. They're not on our level yet. And yeah, some people you don't take gifts from, Mr. President. Don't take the plane. Don't take the plane. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
All right, Tony, northbound 65, stop and go traffic south Keystone Avenue into the south split. That is a construction zone, and closer to the south split, you get the more lanes you lose. Right. Also, a crash on the exit. It's northbound 65 to Morris Prospect. And right now, it's just kind of a semi sitting there at the moment. But that right lane of the exit ramp is blocked. The ramp is open. Looking at northbound 465, southeast side, slow south, Shadeland up to Brookville Road. Northbound 65, a little bit slow on that flyover from westbound 72, northbound 65. Outside of that, we're doing all right. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Greetings, Boomtown. Ever since this neighborhood switched to Xfinity Internet,
the Wi-Fi is booming!
Xfinity combines the power of internet and mobile with one all-in plan.
So we've all got lightning-fast, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go with Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile.
You get the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best in-class equipment and unlimited data included. Plus, add an unlimited mobile line.
All for only $40 a month for 1 year. To celebrate this combo, we're mashing our shows together.
It's everything you need all in one plan. Plus, learn how to get a free 5G phone with a premium unlimited line. Now, sit back and relax with the smooth, relaxing sound
of face-melting acid metal!
Brilliant.
Visit Xfinity.com to learn more. Ends June 23rd with paperless billing and autopay stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet gateway required. Taxes, fees extra. After 1 year rate increases to $110 a month. After 2 years, regular rates apply. Actual Wi-Fi speeds vary. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct, and May is officially the kickoff to home improvement season. And right now, during their home improvement season sale, you'll get an incredible 50% off your windows. Yes, half off. You heard right. You can upgrade your home with beautiful, energy-efficient windows for half the cost. But it gets even better. For a limited time, you'll get no interest and no payments for 12 months. That's a whole year to enjoy your new windows before you pay a single cent. And here's the cherry on top. You'll receive a free entry door with your window purchase. Now, some restrictions may apply, so to get all the information and schedule your free in-home estimate, call Universal Windows Direct today at 317-659-7574, 317-659-7574. Universal Windows Direct's home improvement season sale. Half off your windows, no interest, no payments for 12 months. 317-659-7574. Tell them Rob sent you.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Kevin Reinhardt says this family-owned business has a lot of pride in their work.
Danny started the business back in 1986 here in Danville, and we take a lot of pride in the town of Danville with a lot of repeat customers, people that I've known basically all my life. And it's just nice to continue to do the service that they trust for over 30 years.
You can trust Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, 317-745-4526. Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard dealer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed Sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Have recent storms caused damage to your roofing or siding? Cochran Exteriors is now offering free inspections to assess the condition of your home. From blown-offs to full replacements, Cochran Exteriors knows the insurance process and will make your home as good as new as fast as possible. Trust a company that was here before the storm and will be long after. For your free, no-obligation consultation, schedule today at CochranExteriors.com or call 317-ROOFING. Cochran Exteriors, referred for a reason for over 15 years.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, severe weather looks like it may be a problem in Indiana this week. What police in Greenfield are saying happened to one of their canines and why Indiana apparently struggles with childcare. Those stories and much more headed your way after Fox News Radio at the top of the hour. You are listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, and it's now 7 o'clock.
The president gets royal treatment. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's the moment President Trump arrived at the royal court in Saudi Arabia a few hours ago at a ceremony with the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
This is an important relationship. Saudi Arabia is about the size of Western Europe. It's a top 20 economy. If the United States isn't here, officials say the Chinese will be here. That's why President Trump is here. That's why he's greeting all these dignitaries. And the pomp and circumstance has been incredible. There was F-15 fighter escort from the Saudi Air Force for Air Force One.
That's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson in Riyadh. The president will be pushing for more investment into the U.S. on a trip that will also take him to the United Arab Emirates and Qatar. The president also plans at some point to talk to Idon Alexander, Hamas's last living American hostage, set free yesterday in an attempt to get another ceasefire with Israel.
But 19 months in captivity in Gaza means he's weak and still needs hospital treatment. Alexander was raised in New Jersey but was serving in the Israeli military when he was kidnapped. He'll stay in Israel for now and talk later on the phone to President Donald Trump. A face-to-face meeting at the White House has been slotted in for later this month.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. It'll be day 2 of testimony at Sean Diddy Combs' federal trial in New York, where the star rapper and music producer is facing sex trafficking and other charges.
The prosecution's third called witness is expected to be Cassie Ventura. She is the woman Combs is seen chasing and attacking on a widely seen hotel surveillance video. After opening statements Monday, federal lawyers called a hotel security guard and a male escort to the stand, both saying in some way they saw evidence of Combs' violence toward Ventura.
Fox's Gernal Scott. In France, a famous actor was convicted today. Gerard Depardieu, found guilty of sexually assaulting 2 women on a movie set. He was given an 18-month suspended prison sentence. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
When it could arrive and what to be ready for. Partly cloudy and 64 degrees in the Circle City, but your radar now all clear. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02. You might have heard that Indiana could be dealing with severe weather on Thursday.
The potential is pretty high. There could be a lot of instability, a lot of shear coming in with a second weather system that'll be well to our northwest.
Alex McGinnis with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says severe storms could bring with them hail, damaging winds, and the possibility for tornadoes. More on your forecast with Wish TV in a moment. A Greenfield police canine has died. Jarrett Lewis explains how that happened.
According to the Greenfield Police Department, Canine Ace got loose from his home in New Palestine Monday evening and then ran to the neighbor's house where he encountered an off-duty officer and bit him. The injured officer subdued the dog, who sadly ended up dead. That officer was taken to an Indianapolis hospital for treatment. The canine's handler was not home at the time of the incident, which remains under investigation. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The final clemency hearing was Monday for Benjamin Ritchie. He continues to ask the state of Indiana to keep him from being executed for killing Beech Grove police officer Bill Toney back in 2000. Toney's mother, Joanne, spoke at the hearing.
I feel I am at Bill's funeral all over again.
The Indiana Parole Board will make a non-binding recommendation whether to grant clemency, but it will be the sole decision of Republican Governor Mike Braun whether it's granted. Child care is a problem in Indiana. Johnette Cruz reports on why.
A critical shortage of child care is impacting Indiana families. For over 850,000 young children, there are just 763 licensed child care centers, ranking Indiana near the bottom nationally for access. While Senate Democrats push for increased funding, their efforts fell short in the recent legislative session. However, new laws are showing promise. House Bill 1253 expands child care options and other measures aimed to incentivize employee-supported care. Despite the current challenges, advocates remain optimistic about getting accessible child care for Indiana families. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
2 motorcycles stolen from a downtown Indianapolis hotel parking lot on Thursday. IMPD believes the theft happened at the Residence Inn on West New York Street sometime between 11 o'clock o'clock Thursday night and 6 Friday morning. One of the motorcycles is red. If you have any information, you're asked to call IMPD or Crime Stoppers. Maintaining the edge is what's most important. That's what Indiana Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle said at practice on Monday as his team gets ready to play the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 5 tonight in Cleveland in the Eastern Conference semifinals.
We've got to approach things in a way that gives us the best chance to do the things we need to do.
The Pacers lead that series 3-1, so if they win tonight, they win the series. Tip-off at 7 o'clock on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. I'm John Herrick on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. 7:05 with traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear.
All right, John, northbound 65 on the south side. Stop-and-go traffic, Keystone Avenue. Up to the south split because of road work. Lanes are reduced the closer to the south split you get. Inbound 65 slow from West Street to Meridian Penn. Have a small delay opening up there. Also inbound 69 starting to drag a little bit around 96th Street. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Not Tara Hastings. Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's going on?
Hey, Tony. Good morning. We are dealing with mostly sunny, partly cloudy skies here for the morning hours. We may see a return to some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Not everybody gets wet, but best chance for that will be during the late afternoon hours. Today's high, 77. Scattered showers early. We're partly cloudy late tonight. We'll low down to 61. Wednesday, partly cloudy. I think much of the day is dry. Can't rule out a stray shower, a high of 81. Thursday, hot and humid for the daytime hours. In fact, near record high temperatures. Could see some stronger storms developing by late Thursday night. Thursday's high up to 88.
That is Marcus Bailey of Wish TV. We appreciate it, Marcus. Thank you. Right now, we've got 64 degrees? I'll take it. In the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, the time is 7:06.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Walk me through this story about student IDs there, producer Carl. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Carl sent me a story from Fox 59. Student IDs no longer accepted form of voter identification in Indiana. I've got this story right?
Yes.
So what we have said is that through something called SEA 10, it prohibits college students from using a student ID as an acceptable form of identification to vote. And there's a group called Women for Change, says the lawsuit is a solution in search of a problem. How do I know this group, Women for Change, producer Carl?
Actually, I don't know if you did know them.
I do, because there was an issue. We had a back and forth about one of their topics. By the way, Women for Change focus on reproductive access and voting in elections. So there's that. When they say reproductive access, you mean abortion. I mean, I'm going to assume that's what you mean. But why should a student ID be accepted? Is a student ID a government identification? Now, one could argue, well, maybe. Maybe indeed it is government identification. Maybe because the university, at least maybe in Indiana, is somehow connected to the state, that these things should be categorized as such.
But foreign nationals can have student IDs, and they can't vote in our elections or shouldn't be voting in our elections.
So producer Carl just brings a fantastic response. which is there's an issue here. And you don't have an issue if you have a government ID, which absolutely someone should be able to get without any cost whatsoever. None. That would be a poll tax. I absolutely oppose it. And that is something that we should be offering up, of course, for free. And there should never be a question about this. The real question is, why would you want somebody to vote with a student ID? And the only reason to allow this kind of nonsense is that you want to allow for the opportunity for fraud. And I don't know why Women for Change want that. I'll let them answer the question. I've got 5 microphones and no waiting. The League of Women Voters of Indiana says the law discriminates against a particular group of voters. What do you mean? What's the particular group of voters? Is it because less than half of 18 and 19-year-olds nationwide have driver's licenses? Well, we should be discussing why that is. And parents should be saying, well, you have to at least go get a state ID. Why do I have to cater to people who are trying to refuse adulthood? If you don't want to get a state ID, don't vote. Sit down. Be quiet. We have rules. We have standards. Why should we somehow not engage the standard? That seems pretty silly. What seems really odd is to advocate for no standard. And that's what these groups are doing. If you want to discuss low voter turnout, you can. But saying that ID is the reason you have low voter turnout, you have ID in other states that have higher voter turnout. Maybe it's something else. What a silly, silly argument that's being made. Now, they're suing the Secretary of State, Diego Morales, over this because the voter rolls would be under the Secretary of State's purview. To that end, it is just nutty that the Republican Party thinks that they should run Diego Morales again. It's absolutely nutty. I don't understand the endorsements of him. I don't understand any level of fascination with Diego Morales. There is nothing he has done, zero, that requires him to be back. There are plenty of things he has done that has been embarrassing, shameful, not answering questions, a misappropriation of funds. As I see it, certainly on the vehicles, I feel the same way about Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith. You don't need a $90,000 SUV. You buy a used SUV, you're working on my dime. And when you work on my dime, you don't travel in luxury. I travel in luxury because I work for a living. You are a state employee. You travel in any damn car we give you. I don't want to hear your problems. If you've got too many problems, get out of the business. Who took Diego to India? I want to know. I want to know how many taxpayer dollars were spent. You can't answer that question. You don't get to be a Republican in Indiana. That's it. There are rules. There are standards, damn it. So the lawsuit against Diego Morales is because this is where it falls. It falls under his purview as Secretary of State. Right? And I think these lawsuits regarding the voter rolls and voting with a college ID are nuts. These groups are shameful in their clear desire to encourage fraud. That is not an endorsement of Diego Morales, who in no way should be reelected, and we're all criminally insane if we think he should. Nuts. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Hey, will you be filing for Social Security in the next 5 years? The amount of lifetime income you get from Social Security could vary by hundreds of thousands of dollars. And basically, it all boils down to not only your timing, but also coordinating taxes, spousal benefits, IRAs, 401k withdrawals, and much more. Hammer and Nigel here. You got to make sure you get every penny that's rightfully yours with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery.
We trust Bill Demery, and you can too. And if you've saved more than $200,000 and have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. This analysis could help you get hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional lifetime income, and it's free. Schedule it right now. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Pat Sullivan here with exciting news from my friends at Hope Plumbing, now known as Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Hope now offers plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services, bringing total comfort to your home. No more dealing with multiple home service memberships. For only $8 a month, Hope is now your one stop for safety and maintenance inspections and so much more. Make sure you're prepared for those Indiana summer heat waves with an AC tune-up by calling Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE.
I gave it a shot, and I came in and had the procedure done. To me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago.
This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their large selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon, along with the Big Green Egg.
Traffic on the 5s, Matt Bear, what are you doing?
Yeah, Tony, northbound 65 south side, stop and go traffic after South Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction. Inbound 69 starting to drag from 106th Street to 82nd. Northbound 465 northwest side slow before 865. Then as you make it east, it'll be dragging just a bit out to Michigan Road. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping at Code Radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
64 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time, what is the time? The time, oh, it's 7:15.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The Popcorn Moment brought to you by Boer Remodeling. BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com. You need a new kitchen. You need a new bathroom. You need a basement that actually works to be a part of the home. If it's inside the four walls, you want to talk to Boer and talk to them about their process. Talk to them about the kitchen you've always dreamed of. It is absolutely possible. You're not moving. You know you're going to stay. Now you got to make your house work for you. You have to increase the value of your home, not for resale, for your everyday living. People forget about this. It's not always about what you do when you sell the house. It's about living in the house and making the house work for you. That's what Boer Remodeling does. You can talk about just an upgrade, if you will, a modernization, just a new look, or you can really rethink that kitchen, the flow of that kitchen, how it fits your life today with a growing family or maybe being empty nesters. Boer Remodeling, their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation to that final bit of construction means you know everything that's happening every single step of the way, and you are going to love the results. Boer delivers quality work on time with a service-oriented attitude. Talk to them today. 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Boer Remodeling. 852-5546 or online at Boer. BOOHER. BoerRemodeling.com. The Popcorn Moment. Let's go. It's a story you need to hear to believe. Then grab your popcorn, because there is more. Really quick, because the chat room was discussing it. We were discussing gas taxes and how gas taxes, because there was this conversation about tolling, and Indiana Republicans never, ever happy with the amount of money they have. Now we need to discuss tolling certain roadways, because, I mean, we're the crossroads of America, and these roads are getting used by people out of state, and they should pay for this. But Hoosiers are going to pay for this as well. And I said you can toll if we're going to lower the gas tax. And the point made in the chat room was the gas tax never actually went to the roads, went to, I believe, the general fund. My argument was not specifically where every bit of every dollar goes from every tax, but rather the idea of where is the give? Why is there no give from this General Assembly? And if you think it's going to come from the Democratic Party, you're absolutely out of your head. Where is the give? Where somehow Hoosier families aren't told that every second it's on you. You have to give more. You have to do more. You have to pay more. to the Republican Party. Man, I've really been on you today. And maybe there's good reason. You can't have Diego Morales and Micah Beckwith buying $90,000 cars with our money, right? It was with our money. It wasn't not with our money, was it? It was with our money. And then tell us, oh, by the way, pay a higher tax and then, of course, we're going to charge you to drive on the roads. We're going to charge you to drive on the roads. They're driving $90,000 vehicles on the roads, and they're never going to have to pay the toll. But we can't afford a $90,000 vehicle because we're paying more for tolls. Are you telling me the Republican Party of Indiana doesn't get this? You're that obtuse? Well, you know what? Let's use a better word. You're that thick? Son of a bitch. Okay. Huh. That's a problem. Did we play the popcorn moment? Did we do it? Did we start? Okay. Allow me to bring you the popcorn moment if I could. I'm going to dig into this a little bit more on Tony Katz today. But there's this story regarding refugees from South Africa. And the issue that the Democratic Party has in taking in these refugees from South Africa, I think it was like 50 to 60 of them, that were all vetted. And the problem that they clearly have is because these refugees are white. The evil of apartheid should never be forgotten. Apartheid is evil, pure, raw, unadulterated evil. In the days, in the years, I should say, after the end of apartheid in South Africa, you had new people taking control of the country. And there is absolutely not only a horrific constitution that's in place, but there is a full-on assault and attack going on against white Afrikaners. Period. Land being taken. It's people chanting in rallies with thousands and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, kill the white person. It's a horrific scene. And so Trump has allowed in like 50 some odd refugees, and the Democratic Party has a problem with this because there's not a genocide in South Africa. I guess they're waiting. And the argument got brought up that you seem to have some places where you'll take refugees from and some places where you won't. This was CNN, the question asked to Scott Jennings.
You're hearing from the South African president, and there are two bits of information happening here at the same time. The United States itself has never officially said that there is a genocide in South Africa, none whatsoever. But they have said officially that there is a genocide going on in Sudan. So why are Afrikaners being allowed in who are white and the Sudanese are being closed out? I'll start with you, Scott.
I don't know. I don't know if they weigh one against the other that way. I mean, I do think it's not alleged discrimination that these people are facing in South Africa. I mean, the law there absolutely allows their property to be confiscated. They are subject to racial discrimination. Some have been subject to violence from some reports that I have read. I mean, we're talking about 50-something people, and the people who seem to be angriest about this today had no problem with 20 million coming here, some of the worst people in the world coming here, including gang members and so on and so forth. So I don't have a lot of sympathy for the folks who are outraged today after what happened to this country over the last several years, over 50-something people who are clearly being discriminated against in South Africa.
Now, Scott Jennings starts by saying, I don't know. And he should have left it there because he gets into a little bit about whataboutism. I have no issue with refugees being allowed into the country. I have an issue with people lying about refugee status, which is what happened on the southern border for years. Guatemalans, Hondurans, Colombians, etc., lying about refugee status and being coached on how to lie regarding refugee status. That's the issue. And I don't mind an investigation into every single person. If someone's lying about their refugee status, throw them out, throw them in jail, however you want to handle it. But the idea that we take them from South Africa but not Sudan, that was an interesting argument. And the problem with that argument is completely and totally done via a racial lens And when the left engages in a racial lens, as they always do, they fail to take a look a bit deeper. If we take a look at Sudan, which is a horror show, I don't say no, and I don't claim an expertise. If we're going to argue that a group of people A is slaughtering a group of people B, we have not answered the question whether or not the group of people B are still good people that we would want in the country. Are they people who can be vetted, or are they people of an equalized radicalness to Group A but aren't strong enough to destroy Group A? Am I to believe that the panel at CNN there has an expertise on Sudan? Everybody's got an expertise on everything because they were able to utilize a little AI? That's not the way this works. The question has to be about the group in question and whether or not they are compatible with the American way of life, because just allowing in the refugee without a demand to doing things the American way is simply not tenable. That's the question. And people are going to look at that and say, my gosh, Tony, that's racist. No, that's honest. And if you want to come at me for this, let's go to work. But I'm the only person seemingly bringing up a point that is so obvious, I'm surprised nobody else has brought it up. If you're going to compare things solely based on a color of skin, that is the leftist, progressive, Marxist, right? Because you're viewing everything as oppressed and oppressor, 99% and 1% proletariat bourgeoisie. It is not looking at things analytically. The question regarding people in Sudan, and certainly there's some innocent people in Sudan, is who are you letting into the country? Because they're being slaughtered by Group A doesn't mean that they're good people who won't engage a problem for you. And we should be looking at that and then finding out the answer. I'm not saying I have it. I am saying that if you're not willing to look at that possibility and then make sure you're engaged fully to find out whether or not these people are safe to be in America, well, then we're making a mistake. Fully vetted is our story here. But they want to make it racial. I, for one, am not shocked. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
All right, northbound 65, Tony, stop and go traffic, Keystone Avenue into the South Split. That's because of construction. Northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go 86th Street up to 865. Peel off east, a little bit slow out to Michigan Road. And then we look at the northeast side, eastbound 465, a little bit tight before and after Allisonville Road. Inbound 69, stop and go traffic, 106th Street, 282nd. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show 3:06 this afternoon. Brace yourselves. Nigel is out today. Jeff Boggs is going to fill in. We got Carb Day tickets to give away. Let's have a show.
Nothing better than taking the family out to a midsummer baseball game out at Victory Field. And my friends at AAA Hoosier Motor Club can help deliver on some big-time savings. They're partners with the Indianapolis Indians and sponsors of their fabulous Friday night fireworks. And if you're an Indians fan and a AAA member, you get all sorts of perks. $4 off tickets to all home games, plus 10% concessions and Indians Pro Shop discounts.
Yeah, going to Victory Field, always fun. Same with going on a vacation. And AAA members, you save when you have a membership. You get discounts on hotels, rental cars, and even complimentary travel planning. Plus, if you run into trouble out on the road, AAA has you covered. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas. AAA is there 24/7, 365, no matter where your travels take you. Join AAA today. Visit AAA.com, call 844-GO, AAA-GO, or stop by your local AAA office.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 463-251-1912. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 463-251-1912. That's 463-251-1912.
It's May in Indiana, and I'm betting the floors in your home would appreciate a good cleaning. Hi, this is Denny Smith, and there is no better go-to resource for cleaning those floors than Zero-Res. They can handle virtually every surface in your home. Carpets, tile and grout, hardwood, laminate, stone, upholstery, rugs, even your air ducts. Before we get any closer to summer, you can get 3 rooms Zero-Resified for just $129, and you can take $75 off air duct cleaning too. Zero-Res means zero residue, and it's the water they use. They don't need soap or solvents to really clean your surfaces. No soap, no residue, no harsh chemicals, just healthy, fresh surfaces. Zero-Res cleans our floors, and I'll tell you that it is simply amazing, and it works. Don't take my word for it. Just check out 4,900 plus 5-star Google reviews. Call now, mention WIBC, get 3 rooms cleaning starting at just $129 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. 317-388-5141, online at ZeroResIndy.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Some wet and muggy weather. Right now, nothing on your radar. 64 degrees on Monument Circle. Today's high near 74. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31. More rain is expected to keep falling across Indiana this week.
All right, so, it's not going to be continuous rain, but we are in a bit of a, for the middle of May, it's a bit of a humid pattern. Dew points are up a little bit in the 60s. We'll call it moderate humidity.
Alex McGinnis with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says Thursday is the day where severe weather is most likely at this point. A canine with the Greenfield Police Department named Ace died during an encounter with an off-duty New Palestine police officer Monday night. The incident happened when Ace got loose from his home, and police say Ace both bit and severely injured that officer. And while he subdued Ace, Ace ended up dying. That New Palestine officer was taken to a hospital in Indianapolis to have his injuries treated. In Saudi Arabia earlier today, you're hearing what kind of welcome President Trump got when he landed in Riyadh at the Saudi royal court. He's there to try and get more investment into the U.S. The U.S. also raked in a record $16 billion in customs duties in April because of President Trump's tariffs, especially on China.
That's $7.6 billion more than the previous month and about $9 billion more than a year ago. The surge in tariff revenue contributed to a $258 billion federal budget surplus for the month, up 23% from a year earlier. But all that new revenue is likely to disappear now that the U.S. and China agreed to slash tariffs for 90 days as they seek a more permanent deal.
That's Fox's Carmen Roberts reporting. There was no time for an Amber Alert with this abduction in Indiana. Chris Davis reports a non-custodial father has been arrested.
The non-custodial parent is the one that, by court order, is not supposed to have the child. The abduction was reported Saturday morning to the Plymouth Police Department, and very shortly after that, a state trooper spotted a car on US 20 in Elkhart County that looked like the one that police were looking for. When he pulled that car over, he found Shaquille Booker in the back seat with the 6-month-old baby. Booker was arrested, and the incident was over within a few short hours. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And an Indiana nonprofit organization is creating a memorial for firefighter Corey Comparator, who was killed in a shooting at a presidential rally for Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. Brotherhood Designs is making 2 flags out of the Buffalo Township Fire Department's retired hoses to honor Comparator's life and her heroism. One flag will be a memorial in Buffalo Township, while the other will be auctioned to benefit the Comparator Family Foundation. Brotherhood Designs repurposes retired fire hoses to support wildlife care and fallen first responders' families, and the flags take about a month to create. And sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. The Indiana Pacers can eliminate the Cleveland Cavaliers from the NBA playoffs tonight if they win Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Indiana leads it 3-1. Tip time at 7 o'clock with coverage starting at 6:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. Also in the NBA, the Dallas Mavericks won the draft lottery for the first time in franchise history Monday with just a 1.8% chance of getting the number 1 pick. They were the 4th lowest odds to ever earn the top pick. Indy 500 practice starts today. Kyle Larson telling the Kevin Harvick podcast that he's not doing much different from his run last year.
Yeah, last year I thought everything went well. I thought, we had a good car balance. I thought overall I felt like we were prepared really well last year. So I don't think there's too much to do different this year.
He crashed in April testing. Qualifying is this weekend. Track reports can be heard all throughout the day right here on 93 WIBC. I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. 7:35 with traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear.
All right, John, looking at northbound 465, stop-and-go traffic, 79th up to 865, 5-minute delay. South side, at northbound 65, slow Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction. Inbound 69, grinding from 116th Street to 82nd. That's an 8-minute delay. East side, northbound 465, slow 72 Penn Pike, and northbound 65, slow out of the north split out to West Street, MLK. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their great selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon grills, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
64 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:36.
This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens, poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more.
Race into Pierce Jewelers in Carmel and make a pit stop to purchase that unique diamond engagement ring that will put you in the winner's circle. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Whenever I'm out a wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen.
Today on the marketplace, people will buy anything. Absolutely, positively anything. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. The marketplace brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your cash. Go get it. Honestly, it's waiting for you, and it belongs to you. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Fast, easy, free to do. Or text my name, Tony. You can even text Tony Katz. They did it both ways. I'm not sure why. To 46220. Text Tony to 46220 and start searching for your cash. So I find myself, as I'm clearing my head, getting ready for what's next on the show, I find myself on the Facebook Marketplace. And I'm checking out odd stuff, interesting stuff, strange stuff, cool stuff, weird stuff. I bought, I've sold, I've done it all in the Marketplace. And I bring some of the weird findings right here to you. And then Matt Bear joins me and producer Carl joins me for the festivities. Today I bring you something that could be genius, but really, I don't know who buys this. Matt Bear, in your fine luxury apartment. What?
No, I heard luxury apartment. I was like, okay, you can't be talking to me, but okay, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
In your fine luxury apartment, where you keep the finest thread count sheets.
Yes.
And of course, way too much noise canceling insulation, which I won't ask about.
It's soundproofed. I don't know why.
Do you have in the kitchen there a junk drawer?
Oh, they're all junk drawers.
Oh, everyone?
One of them, yeah.
Everyone's just chock full of crap.
Oh yeah, I don't put dishes in the cabinets. That's my storage space. It's a good ecosystem, if I may say so. Yeah.
Well, have you ever found that maybe some people would want a junk drawer, but they just don't have the time or don't know how to get started?
Well, they use all their stuff. That's the problem. You got to waste money and buy things you don't need, and then you have a junk drawer.
Right, but some people, they don't know where to begin. Luckily, on the Facebook Marketplace out of Fort Wayne, there is a junk drawer starter kit.
Woo!
Let's be honest here, writes the ad. We all know someone who needs one of these kits in their new home, current digs, or maybe just to give a little meaning to a particular drawer's rather meaningless life. Don't be a neat freak. Be an interesting beast. That's what they wrote.
Fantastic.
And so
pitch.
what they're selling is a hodgepodge of crap. There is a pick, a Fender guitar pick. There is a whistle on a metal ring. There is some kind of random key, a screwdriver that wouldn't work for anything. There's a couple, there's a sticker. There's a, I don't even know what that is. And then there is a small hatchet. There's a small hatchet, and it can all be yours for $50. I'm questioning whether or not this person is a genius.
I think they are. I mean, this isn't a junk drawer. This is very useful stuff here, Tony. I mean, you have a skeleton key on the bottom right so we can go on an adventure.
Right.
And do some exploring. The whistle is, a lot of this you could use if you're doing some hiking, like during the summer. Like there's a...
Use the whistle if you're in danger.
If a bear...
Like if someone's trying to touch your no-no square.
Yeah. I was going to say, if a bear's eating you, blow the whistle.
Right.
You know, that's what you do. You blow the whistle and then you get rescued. The hatchet you throw up in the air, whatever direction it lands in, that's where you go if you're lost. I mean, this is all obvious stuff.
And there's a little pocket knife and there's a bottle opener.
Oh, man, there's something for everybody. You know,
Right.
Self-defense, things to eat. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
$50. I'm starting to think this isn't crazy. This is a fantastic idea. Starter junk drawers for people is maybe brilliant. And I love the write-up. This is very well done. I'm not buying it for $50. But if you didn't have a junk drawer, this would work. What is in yours, Matt? Seriously, what is in your junk drawer right now?
Oh, man, I have some salts for my vape, some extra pods for my vape. I also have putty. Lots of putty for posters. I haven't bought a poster in a long time, like in a decade, but the putty is there. I have some things for my toilet, like the flusher. I have a flapper I haven't installed yet. I have all the good stuff. Not to mention, I have a screwdriver in case that toilet breaks and somebody breaks in, then I'm attacked, and then I'll be able to defend myself. There are lots of different... It's a good junk drawer, Tony. It's not worth $50. That's the thing I'm confused about. A junk drawer doesn't equal $50, no matter what you have in there. I mean, this just seems like it's way too expensive. Otherwise, I'd buy it.
You got a flusher?
It's not a... Yeah, I do have the flusher. I have... Thank you. I also have the flapper. I can't get my flapper to work. I have a broken flapper right now, and it's disturbing. It doesn't matter what's in the toilet. The toilet doesn't flush, and that's, you know. So it's in there in the junk drawer, and I need to install it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But it makes it a functional junk drawer. I have stuff in there I actually need and use. That's what I'm saying. It's a good one.
Okay.
It's solid.
So you don't need this. You don't need a hatchet and a Fender guitar
Well,
pick.
you always need a little hatchet, Tony. I mean, that's something we learned when we were kids. So, yeah, right. I might buy, just not for $50. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. But it's there for you. The full listing is at WIBC.com. Check it out for yourself. Or you can get the Matt Bear junk drawer for only $39.95.
Yeah, that sounds like a steal to me, at least, you know.
Send your check or money order to Matt Bear, care of WIBC, and he'll get that junk drawer to you in 6 to 8 weeks.
If you live in Fort Wayne, it might be a little longer.
Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
When you wake up,
you understand this is about money. 1,000%. They started this.
When you work,
as long as the category was all Bruce Springsteen all the time.
I told you I think I could win a game of Jeopardy. I could not go on a run.
When you drive home,
is it time to try something new, you think? Because it hasn't worked, and maybe try something new.
Traffic when you need it.
Stopped on 465 again.
And updates all the time.
I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go.
Stay in the know wherever you go with 93 WIBC.
Matt Bear here for Cochran Exteriors. Did recent storms tear up your roofing or siding? Cochran Exteriors is now offering free inspections to assess the condition of your home. There are blown-offs. You need full replacements. Cochran Exteriors knows the insurance process will make your home as good as new, and they're fast as possible. Trust the company that was here before the storm and will be after. Help your home find the fountain of roof. For your free, no obligation consultation, schedule today at CochranExteriors.com or call 317-ROOFING. Cochran Exteriors, referred for a reason for over 15 years.
When it comes to managed network services and IT support, Applied Innovation is at the top of the list for these Applied Innovation customers. Sean Carnahan, sales manager for Adventure Homes.
They do all of our computers, so they take care of all of our issues, anything that comes up with our servers, any tech support, software we need, any equipment we need.
Eric Lane, director of information technology for Raleigh Williams Paint Spot.
Applied Innovation has been very proactive, and they've laid out a plan for here is what we look like today, and here's what we want to look like in 18 months and then going forward. So it's the long-term vision that they have that other companies didn't.
Ashley Crane, IT director for Belmont Beverage.
They're just a really great company that has a lot to offer to a small IT team like ourselves.
Applied Innovation, office technology made simple, backed by a partner you can trust. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedyinnovation.com.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what are you doing?
What's happening, Tony? Northbound 65 is stop-and-go traffic right now because of construction. This is south side at northbound 65 driving Keystone Avenue up to the south split, delayed by 6 minutes. Inbound 69, 8-minute delay, 116th Street, 282nd. Northwest side, northbound 465. Stop-and-go traffic, 79th up to 865. Inbound 65 slows from the White River Bridge to 21st, and northbound 65 slow out of the north split to West Street. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their great selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon grills, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
64 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:45.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close, you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy world-class dining and distilleries, shops, spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
It's the Bash Sale, the biggest automotive sale in history. Your local Bill Estes dealerships are coming in hot with deals on trucks you don't want to miss. We have a huge selection of trucks at one easy online stop. Brand new Chevy, Ford, GMC, Jeep, Ram, and Toyota trucks with a massive pre-owned selection too. Plus, our fair and direct upfront pricing means what you see is what you pay. Shift into savings during the Bash Sale, only at Bill Estes dealerships, and drive away in your dream truck today. Online at BillEstesTrucks.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
The news everyone's talking about, you'll find it at WIBC.com. The latest from City Hall, the White House, or the State House. Updated all day. Don't miss what matters. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC and WIBC.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
You've been saying that this is decades-old problems, and these issues have been present for years and years and years. So why didn't this administration initiate changes in their first administration?
Well, I think what we saw is the cracks that you are now seeing today were highlighted actually over the last 4 years. We were seeing more and more of it, and the president has said this a number of times. He had a plan to come into the second part of his administration because he knew what was going on to actually fix it. Some money, some billions of dollars were allocated from the last administration to this effort, and it was wasted. You don't see any result of any money that's been spent over 4 years. And by the way, they had no problem spending money. They spent a lot of money, and they didn't spend the money here. The president was understanding the cracks at the end of his administration and was going to fix it 4 years ago.
I'm actually rather impressed with Sean Duffy and at least his public handlings of what's going on with these airports. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. It was a gotcha question, but there's a small part of it that's a legitimate question. If this issue with air traffic control and with the technology at airports and with these towers, these control towers, has been an issue, why hasn't anybody handled it, including Trump in the first term? And the argument he made is he was going to, but the election didn't turn out the way he wanted. It's a solid rebuttal. Our problem is that never mind how absolutely terrible Pete Buttigieg is, and I know there's some people in Indianapolis who follow Pete Buttigieg. They made their careers following Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg is a smarmy political guy. That's all he is. No mind, no intellect, no decency, no goodness, nothing. And anybody who votes for him is out of their damn mind. Donald Trump is a better man than Pete Buttigieg could ever be. Quote me. It's quite all right. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know that's coming back. Because at least I could argue that Donald Trump has actually done things that have gotten a result we like. I mean, if I have to go back to the Wallman skating rink, I'll do it. But there's more than that. Pete Buttigieg has not delivered for South Bend, never delivered for anybody in Indiana, certainly did not deliver for the country as the Secretary of Transportation. I move on. I'm impressed with Sean Duffy and how he has engaged publicly in these issues. Our issue is that there's no time for partisanship. Mine, Pete Buttigieg's, Sean Duffy's, the Transportation Secretary's, no one's. We have a real issue. You now have, in addition to Newark having these delays and ground stoppages and issues with the technology, you have the same thing from Atlanta, Hartsfield Jackson. They had a major disruption that took place, hundreds of flights delayed. A Monday evening, there were 650 delays. 6 flights were canceled. Lord only knows what this is going to bring into today. Our issue is a bipartisan one. So when Chuck Schumer, the Senate Democrat minority leader, screams, fix this, he's a despicable human being. No. You fix this. You lead the bipartisan effort to ensure the dollars are there, and that means Planned Parenthood might not get their money. Good. Screw them. Screw any of these organizations that have this one weird thing that they like to do that is damaging to society. And let's make sure that people can fly from point A to point B and live to tell the tale. We're going to rank these things. Some things matter and some things don't. This thing matters. In a bipartisan way, we need to be addressing this. And this is a moment where states need to start getting together and saying, this is about us. Because if the issue happens at Indianapolis International Airport and people feel that that airport is unsafe, not air travel, but that airport, they won't show up. Is that just going to be the story at Newark, a major hub, or Atlanta, a major hub? Maybe they can weather some people not going through those places. Can we? Governors need to be on top of this. State legislatures need to be saying to the federal government, this is a bipartisan issue. This is about us. Let us go about making sure the dollars are there to implement the technology to ensure the safety and security of these flights. We should be leading that charge in Indiana. No time for the partisanship. We need the flight to land safely. Oh, and we need everybody to wear a suit and not be wearing yoga pants on the plane. But that's it. I'll deal with that later. Matt Bear has traffic.
Northbound 65 south side stop-and-go traffic. Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction. A disabled vehicle. It's a pickup truck pulling a construction vehicle. This is northbound 65 after 30th Street. And right now the left lane partially blocked. So watch out for that as you make your way around that curve. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their great selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon grills, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, will you be filing for Social Security in the next 5 years? The amount of lifetime income you get from Social Security could vary by hundreds of thousands of dollars. And basically, it all boils down to not only your timing, but also coordinating taxes, spousal benefits, IRAs, 401k withdrawals, and much more. Hammer and Nigel here. You got to make sure you get every penny that's rightfully yours with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery.
We trust Bill Demery, and you can too. And if you've saved more than $200,000 and have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. This analysis could help you get hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional lifetime income, and it's free. Schedule it right now, 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Masters Heating and Cooling is ready to make sure you are cool and comfortable all summer long. They took great care of my system, and they can help you make sure that everything is ready to go to ensure a nice, comfortable summer and then a very comfortable winter. I've worked with their general manager, David, numerous times, and it has always been a pleasure. And right now, you can get $500 off a new AC system. And if you've worked with Masters before and you've spent more than $500 on AC repairs in the last year, you can apply that amount as a credit towards a new system as well. Masters Heating and Cooling makes it easy. They've got flexible financing options and 24/7 service, so no matter what your issue, Masters Heating and Cooling is right there to take care of you and your family. Give Masters Heating and Cooling a call. 317-567-9505. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-567-9505. Or request service online at mastersindy.com. mastersindy.com.
Life Church values the hard work it takes to reach and accomplish goals.
We want to congratulate all 2025 graduates and let you know that even though there's many unknowns ahead of you, you can always trust in the Lord.
Proverbs 3:6 says, "In all your ways acknowledge God, and He will make your path straight."
You are beginning a brand new chapter, and we're confident the Lord will lead you every step of the way.
So congratulations on behalf of Life Church. We're really proud of you. LifeChurchIN.com.
Memorial Day is for honoring heroes. In Indy, it's also a day for celebrating the Indy 500. As the excitement of May grows, so do the temperatures outside. Indiana American Water reminds you to start conserving water. Just like a finely tuned race car, your home needs to run efficiently. Fix leaks, use water-efficient appliances, and do lawn watering early in the morning. Make this summer a season of savings and sustainability. Conserve water, save money, and enjoy a greener tomorrow. Happy Memorial Day and enjoy the race from Indiana American Water.
Hi, Jeff Roush for Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now,
get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP 105,575, Nautilus MSRP 61,995, Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers good through May 31st, 2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Since we opened our doors, UC Bank has been committed to the communities we call home. Building financial wellness, UC is proud to offer customized lending strategies and innovative resources to our vibrant communities. UC Bank, building community one family, one street, one city at a time. Member FDIC.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, what the Indiana weather could throw at you this week, why a police canine died Monday night and where, and what the Indiana Secretary of State's election division is doing this week and why they say they have to do it. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio. You are listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 8 o'clock.
The President and the Crown Prince. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's when President Trump arrived at the royal court in Saudi Arabia, starting a Middle East trip several hours ago, with the president pushing for more investments in the U.S., saying in a meeting minutes ago with Mohammed bin Salman,
"We have the best military equipment in the world by far. That is undisputed."
Fox's Peter Ducey's in Riyadh.
The Crown Prince wants Saudi Arabia to be a major player on the world stage, and they are. So we expect the next couple days to look like this when it comes to investment in the U.S. Saudi Arabia's got the $600 billion pledged over the next 4 years. Qatar has $200 to $300 billion expected to be announced on this trip. Plus, you got the $400 million jumbo jet. And then when we get to the United Arab Emirates, they say $1.4 trillion pledged to the U.S. over the next 10 years.
Also, on this trip, the president plans a phone call with Idan Alexander, a hostage Hamas set free yesterday, who then had an emotional reunion with his mother. That was when she finally got to hug him for the first time. Alexander is getting treatment now in Israel after 19 months in captivity in Gaza. The 21-year-old, who was an Israeli soldier when kidnapped in the 2023 Hamas terror attack, was the last living American hostage Hamas released in an attempt to get a new ceasefire with Israel. A legal victory for President Trump's push to deport those here illegally. The IRS will be allowed to share tax data with ICE.
Nonprofit groups suing to block the Internal Revenue Service from sharing undocumented immigrants' tax return data with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The groups arguing immigrants who pay taxes still have privacy protections. A U.S. district judge refusing to grant a request for a preliminary injunction.
That's Fox's Kristen Goodwin. Kim Kardashian has arrived at a courthouse in Paris. She'll testify against the men who robbed her at gunpoint back in 2016. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Instability and dark skies. A cloudy sky right now, 63 degrees in downtown Indy. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02. Those are just two of the many things you could be seeing on Thursday across Indiana.
Certainly the potential will be there for severe storms. It might be a little later in the day, might be a little more kind of focused north of Indianapolis if it were to get going, but certainly anything that were to get through and develop could be a severe storm.
Alex McGinnis with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says all threats are on the table and they will know more as they get closer. More on your forecast with Wish TV in a moment. A canine with the Greenfield Police Department has died. Jarrett Lewis reports.
GPD says canine Ace was able to escape his home in New Palestine Monday evening and run to the neighbor's house where an off-duty officer lived. According to Greenfield Deputy Chief Charles McMichael, Ace bit that officer, causing them serious injuries. The officer was then able to subdue the canine, who sadly passed away as a result. The injured officer was transported to a hospital in Indianapolis to be treated. Ace's handler was also not home at the time of him escaping. Greenfield police are investigating the incident and say they will look to take steps to ensure something like this never happens again. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Will Benjamin Ritchie be put to death on May 20th for killing Beech Grove police officer Bill Toney back in 2000, or will he be granted clemency to stay alive? Well, during a clemency hearing on Monday, Tony's widow, Dee Dee Tony Horan, says enough is enough already.
It's time for this chapter of my story, our story, to be closed. Time for us to remember Bill's life and not his death. It's time.
Richie's attorneys claim he has a disability that played a role in him killing Tony. The Indiana Parole Board will give its recommendation on whether clemency should be granted, but Governor Mike Braun decides Richie's fate. The Indiana Secretary of State's Election Division is mailing postcards to Hoosiers as part of its voter registration list maintenance. They say the goal is to identify outdated, inaccurate, and duplicate voter registrations. The next statewide election is May 5th of 2026. Indiana is ranked at the bottom for child care access. Johnette Cruz reports on what's being done about it.
Indiana's struggling child care system is taking a toll on working parents. With few licensed centers for the state's youngest residents, just 763 for over 850,000 children, many are forced to miss work, impacting productivity and family finances. While a push for more state funding didn't succeed in this session, some relief is on the horizon. House Bill 1253 and Senate Bill 463 aims to address parts of the problem by offering tax credits to employers and expanding childcare options. The hope is that these new laws will deliver the support Indiana families need. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana Pacers can clinch a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals if they win tonight in Game 5 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle says the game being in Cleveland will present its challenges.
We got to expect a loud, raucous building. We're going to have some disagreements with officials and all that kind of stuff, and so will Cleveland. But that's all part of it.
Tip time at 7 tonight. Pregame coverage starts at 6:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. 8:05 with traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear.
All right, John, here's what we're looking at on camera. It's northbound 465 west side. And a crash on northbound at West 10th Street. Right now, the center lane is blocked, and the right shoulder also covered. This is causing stop traffic back to Washington Street, US 40 delay time at 7 minutes. South side northbound 65 stop and go south Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction. South side northbound 69 stop and go traffic from State Road 37 up to the 465 ramps. Peel off west, and we have slow traffic out to Man Road. On the east side, northbound 465 slow in pockets. Washington Street up to East 56th Street. Inbound 69 on a 9-minute delay from 116th Street to 82nd. Westbound 465 stop and go traffic after Meridian over to Michigan Road. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Ben Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's going on?
Hey, Tony. Good morning. We are partly to mostly cloudy this morning. We'll watch for some scattered showers and thunderstorms that developed later on this afternoon. Today's high, 77. Any rain chances that we have should go away by late tonight. We're dry overnight, partly cloudy, and comfortable low of 61. Looks like Wednesday should be pretty quiet, partly cloudy, warmer. Can't rule out a stray shower, a high of 81. Thursday, hot and humid during the daytime hours. In fact, near record-breaking highs. Could see a few strong thunderstorms moving in late Thursday night. Thursday's high up to 88.
That is Marcus Bailey of Wish TV. Tomorrow, Marcus, it's a question of how this weather is going to affect qualifying for the Indy 500, because hot, humid temperatures changes everything, and certainly will change things if we don't have that for race day, which I'm assuming we're just a little too far out to figure out.
Little bit, yeah. I mean, the weekend for qualifying looks awesome. I'm hoping by around Thursday, Friday, we'll start to have a better sense of what's going to happen for race day a week from Sunday. So yeah, we'll look into that.
That's Marcus Bailey right there of Wish TV. Yeah, hot, humid qualifying could lead to a very different race if you've got the shade and maybe a delay like last year, which was actually very cool. I don't want the delay, but it was pretty interesting. It did change the race. Keep an eye on the skies. 65 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:08.
This hour on WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine custom jewelry.
Stick around because I have tickets to give away. I have tickets to give away, don't I, Matt? I mean, Carl? Do I have tickets today that I'm giving away?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You do.
Yeah, I thought so. And so I would say stick around. Tickets for qualifying. Actually, for Carb Day. I think I have Carb Day tickets today. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. As you know, President Trump signed the executive order putting the cap on drug prices. No drug in the United States can be sold that is a higher price than the lowest price drug available around the globe. The FDA commissioner, if I could talk, Marty McCarry speaking.
Well, this is a historic day in America. Presidents have been talking about this idea. It's floated around. But today we are actually seeing an announcement that's going to end this system where Americans are getting taken advantage of. Other countries have been laughing at us. We're paying 10, 12, 15 times more for the same medication, sometimes medications sold by United States pharma companies. We want pharma companies to thrive. We want pharma companies that do business in the United States to thrive, but we need a level playing field. You know, you mentioned there may be a concern about access to drugs. Well, we currently have an access problem because of these crazy high prices that represent price gouging of Americans selectively, while you can go to other countries and buy these same drugs much cheaper. Imagine you bought a car for $100,000. And then you found out the exact same new car is sold in London for $10,000. It's not right. So this is a historic day in America where we're going to be tackling this problem in this administration.
First things first, Dr. McCarry, price gouging is not real. And what you described is not price gouging. The reason something might cost less in the UK is because they're paying for it in a different way, like, for example, via taxation. The taxation is outrageously high. It has to be discussed. Don't give an improper picture to Americans and then tell them, look what we're doing for you. That's wrong. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. Not a fan in the slightest. We're going to be screwing with research and development. We are absolutely not engaged in the same conversation. If we want to talk about lowering prices in the U.S., I'm all in. If we want to talk about these PBMs, these pharmacy benefit managers, and whether or not that is indeed the issue, because there's a back and forth to that conversation, where some people will tell you that the PBM is actually very important for the health of not only the industry, but for keeping costs low. Other people will tell you that is the middleman that Donald Trump was addressing here, where you have a real monopoly power going on. Let's say where you will utilize the example of CVS Caremark. I'm not angry with them. I'm saying that if they control a vast majority of the prescriptions and their PBMs are setting the prices, then you have locked out a lot of people from being able to negotiate better. And therefore, you lock out competition, and competition is what we need. Competition is what creates the lower pricing because people are competing and engaged in efficiencies to get to the market, to then have the market utilize them, et cetera. So, no, I don't think Dr. McCarry, who I when he talks about vaccines and other things, I've enjoyed him over the years, but he is not right about this. He's not right about this. That our prices are too high is something that we could do something about in other ways. But going against capitalism and having the government fix prices, no. But I knew that I would have this issue. I knew that I would be on this side of it. I knew that I would be engaged in fighting these things. I'm not a populist. I get it. If it puts me out on an island, I'm very cool with it. If somebody else wants to send me a tweet or an email, you're just a Trump hater, dear Lord, I couldn't be more supportive on subjects of the border than I am. And no one is. Disagreeing with something, a hater, dear Lord, take the idolatry and just go somewhere with it. Some dark room where you can be alone with your thoughts. This is a bad idea. It's bad policy. It's bad economics. That's all. Not going to be ashamed or afraid to say so. Not going to worry about it. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
You probably have a dream retirement in mind, but do you know how to get there? The difference between dreaming and living your ideal retirement comes down to having the right plan. And that's where Howard Bailey Financial can help. At Howard Bailey Financial, we've created a free retirement toolkit to help you bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Text DREAM to 888-262-1104 to download your free retirement toolkit that includes a retirement checklist, Social Security decisions guide, estate planning guide, and more. We want your dream retirement to be your reality. And it starts by texting DREAM to 888-262-1104. Let us help you take the next step toward the retirement of your dreams. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Traffic on the fives and Matthew, Horatio Ignatius Bear, what are you doing?
It's happening, Tony. North side crash, eastbound 465 before Allisonville Road. It's blocking the right lane, causing traffic to back up to Keystone Avenue, delayed 5 minutes. West side, northbound 465 at West 10th Street, crash at both shoulders, and traffic is slow to Rockettville Road. And then stop and go traffic past Washington Street, US 40. South side, northbound 65, slow from South Keystone Avenue into the South Split, a 6-minute delay. East side northbound 465 slow from Washington Street up to Penn Pike, and inbound 69 on a 9-minute delay from 116th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Rocket. Rocket.com is a single seamless home ownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and even refinance your home. Get started today at Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
65 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:16.
You love spring in Indy, so don't spend it painting. Do what your neighbor Mike did. He called Rhino Shield.
Our home is basically a contemporary, and we just started noticing that the paint was just fading and just looked like garbage. We had received a postcard from Rhino Shield, and we decided to take a look at it.
Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate here in Indiana.
The process with Rhino Shield and their crew, they were just very conscientious. We had problems in the past with painters. They leave debris and everything. Well, we didn't have that with Rhino Shield.
Way better than paint, backed by a 25-year warranty. Right now, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
The thing about Rhino Shield, the heat gain has been reduced, and we save $70 a month. You don't hear that about any type of paint.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Mecum Auctions returns to the Indiana State Fairgrounds May 9th through 17th for Dana Mecum's 38th Original Spring Classic. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Mecum experience. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. And with more than 3,000 vehicles up for auction, it's a chance to bring home your dream car. Register to bid and buy tickets now at Mecum.com. That's Mecum.com.
Guys, don't waste time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit the TRT experts at the Low T Center for a free consultation and a free test. Treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurances accept it. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment right now at the Low T Center. Offer is limited, but book right now. FixMyLowT.com. That's FixMyLowT.com.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year.
These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Don't stress about plumbing repairs. Call LD Smith for honest advice and a free second opinion on any estimate.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Tony Katz to 46220 today.
Just when I've begun to get myself together, you waltz right in.
This morning, President Biden's closest advisors privately discussed the possibility that he may need to use a wheelchair if he won re-election because his physical health had deteriorated so much. That scoop out this morning from Axios. It's one of the many details in the soon-to-be-released new book titled Original Sin, President Biden's Decline, Its Cover-Up, and His Disastrous Choice to Run Again. It was written by Axios' Alex Thompson and CNN's own Jake Tapper.
Both of whom did not cover the story in any public way and inform their audiences that Joe Biden was incapable of being president and wasn't actually acting as president. The issue would not be if the president had to be in a wheelchair. America could handle that just fine. President Greg Abbott, we wouldn't have a care or worry about that in the world. The issue, of course, is those in the media named Jake Tapper who helped lie and push this idea that somehow Joe Biden was fine. The MSNBC folk who wanted to tell us that he was spry and cogent and so ready and all together, and you lying sons of you-know-whats. Anybody buys Jake Tapper's book is out of their mind. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. Let that guy profit while he was part of an organization that without question wasn't covering the story. That's gross. That's flat out obscene. Despicable. Give you a couple other stories, sadly, that are despicable. First, you have the story of these athletes, these female high school athletes that are trying desperately to be able to compete against other girls. The Tahoe Truckee Unified School District. They are in Truckee, California. They are actually part of the Nevada Interscholastic Activities Association. They're leaving that group to join the California Interscholastic Federation. Why? Because Nevada policy says boys can play in girl sports. Actually, I take that back. This is how confusing the story is. In California, they allow boys to play in girl sports. In Nevada, they don't. So the school district is going to try and move itself, or the school wants to move into a different district that will allow boys to play girl sports. And the girls are saying, what in the world is happening here? Why would we want to be a part of this? The female athletes, these students, are pleading with school officials not to make the switch to California. Stay in the Nevada thing, so we're actually competing against other girls. The school wants to switch. The teachers, the administrators want to punish these girls for being girls and make them compete against boys. And they have to stand up for themselves. They've got their parents standing up for them, but adults are against them.
My name is Danny Cornett, and I'm a senior at Truckee High School and a three-sport athlete. So while this doesn't affect me, I feel too strongly to sit back and watch my teammates lose something that had such a positive impact on me. First, to get into it, I've experienced firsthand competing against an athlete who is transgender a couple years ago. And to put it into simple terms, it wasn't even a competition. The athlete beat us out in state multiple times and was faster than our fastest girl. It hurts my heart. It hurt my heart to watch all my team's hard work go down the drain by the simple biological differences.
That's bravery. Not you at the chatterbox, not brave with your baseball bat BS. That girl is brave. You, not so much. Chatterbox. You can threaten people with a baseball bat in Indianapolis. It's fine. What a bunch of chumps. I always thought the Chatterbox was a cool place. A little bit of interesting quirkiness on Mass Ave. Mass Ave has it. Good. You threaten people with baseball bats, and then you claim discrimination. Shut up. God, it's so twisted. This girl looking into the face of the enemy. These adults who think they are what? Protecting people? A boy who thinks they're a girl needs help. Doesn't get to tell other girls they don't get to participate in sports. Doesn't get to take somebody else's spot. And if you believe that should happen, my gosh, you shouldn't be allowed near children. That's a horrible story. Who's standing up for these girls? And the answer is, thank goodness we are. And everybody in Indiana should know that there is no place that this show won't go to stand up for you. There's no place we won't go and have a conversation and discuss standing up for girls and women in sports, that they should be able to compete against other girls and women in sports, and that men who want to claim to be women or boys who want to claim to be girls have an issue, an illness, deserve love, compassion, help, but don't get to participate. And if the fight has to take place, we're with you, ladies. We're with you, women, 1,000%, and we'll show up and we'll show out. To actually watch as adults won't stand up for these young girls. And then when Senator Chris Murphy, the mealy-mouthed senator from Connecticut, is asked questions, listen to this.
I don't have any fear of transgender athletes participating in sports, but
wait, just so you don't have any fear of it. Do you think it's if you had a daughter competing against a biological male, would you find it unfair?
I don't have girls, right? So I necessarily can't, right? I can't put myself in that position.
Have some empathy, right, for those of us who do, right? So would you find it unfair?
I mean, I've talked to lots of parents of girls in Connecticut who do not think it's unfair, and who think that the
mealy-mouthed, low-life coward, just horrific. Connecticut should be ashamed of themselves. That's Ross Douthat, who asked the question and pushed back very, very well right there. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's up, Matt?
North side, eastbound 465 crash before Allisonville Road, blocking the right lane and jamming up traffic back to Westfield Boulevard. That's a 20-minute delay. On the east side, northbound 465 crash between Washington Street and I-70. It's on the left shoulder, causing a bit of a slowdown. No delay at the moment. South side, northbound 65 stop and go traffic from Keystone Avenue into the south split. That's a work zone with a 5-minute delay. West side crash, northbound 465 at West 10th Street. Both shoulders blocked and traffic slow back to Washington Street, US 40. Inbound 69, that's a 5-minute delay from 116th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture. Wicker, Berlin Gardens, polycast, aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Oh, gosh, we have tickets to give away. I said we have tickets to give away. We have tickets to give away to Miller Lite Carb Day. It's going to be there at the... You've seen pictures. Now here's your chance to be a part of it. 317-239-9393. The 8th caller gets the tickets. I don't know. Felt like a number 8 kind of day. 317-239-9393. 2 tickets. 2 Carb Day. Miller Lite Carb Day. You know, Hammer and Nigel are going to be out there. Oh, my gosh. It's going to be nuts. 8th caller gets the tickets to Carb Day. Getting ready for the Indianapolis 500. 317-239-9393. Call now.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
State Rep J.D. Prescott will be with us to talk about what a great job the General Assembly did this session. That should go well.
Join us Tuesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
The rains that are coming this week are just a reminder that you didn't get your roof checked when all that rain came last month. Are you sure that your roof is prepared to take one more bit of rain, one more bit of storm? If not, talk to Moss Roofing. Call them today, 317-747-3665, and let them give you a free inspection. Their expert teams will assess your roof, take a look at any issues, and provide you reliable, cost-effective solutions. Maybe it's a repair, maybe it's a replacement. In either situation, you are well covered because Moss Roofing, they're the professionals, family business, second generation, incredible people. They've done work for me, and you need to make sure that roof isn't leaking because you could have a small issue right now, but a small leak can lead to huge problems, mold, rot, expensive structural repair. Get it taken care of with Moss Roofing and their free inspection today. Call them right now, 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you, 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
Applied Innovation has made a lot of IT directors happy with their managed print services offering. Listen to a few of them talk about Applied Innovation. Chris Pfeiffer, IT Director for Doran Mayhew.
So we were able to reduce the number of machines that we use, but increase their capacity. And then basically we cut our managed print services bill in half by doing that.
Applied Innovation customer Linda Philly Watson, Director of IT at LaSalle, Bristol.
The devices are well managed, they're well maintained, well supported, and that's less time for me. More time for me to spend on other projects, on other priorities.
Applied Innovation customer Craig Gilliam, IT Director for Suncoast Skin Solutions.
I think it's just the simplicity of everything. They're quick, fast, and so if you need any help, they're on the spot.
Applied Innovation, office technology made simple, backed by a partner you can trust. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
Big Joe here for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical.
With a B&W Premier Club membership, you'll stay ahead of breakdowns and costly repairs. Our members get routine maintenance, priority scheduling, and exclusive discounts, saving you money and keeping your family comfortable all season long. Visit bplusw.com or call 317-214-0108 for more information.
B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard dealer since 1961.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
When you can expect rain. A cloudy Tuesday morning so far, but your radar's clear. 65 degrees in downtown Indy and 77 is this afternoon's high. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. It's going to be falling in Indiana for most of the week.
Generally afternoon showers and a few thunderstorms both today and tomorrow. Could have some brief heavy rain today. And then as we get into tomorrow, when that circulation kind of starts spinning through Ohio and out of the area, could have some afternoon showers.
Alex McGinnis with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says all severe weather threats are possible all throughout Thursday. The family of the late Beech Grove police officer Bill Toney called for justice and the execution of Benjamin Ritchie's death sentence during his final clemency hearing on Monday.
It's time. I'm tired. We're all tired.
That's Tony's widow, Dee Dee Tony Horan. Ritchie was convicted of killing Tony and is scheduled to die by lethal injection May 20th. Ritchie's attorneys argue that brain damage from fetal alcohol spectrum disorder is what caused his criminal behavior in 2000 when Ritchie stole a van, ran from police, then shot and killed Tony. President Trump is in Saudi Arabia, where he thanked Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman for buying American weapons.
We have domestic weapons, and beyond that, you're purchasing planes, you're purchasing a lot of different things, and I appreciate it.
He's also scheduled to visit Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. The House Ways and Means Committee is set to mark up the tax portion of President Trump's big, beautiful bill.
The president gets a lot of what he wanted in these tax plans. Besides no tax on tips or overtime, the bill makes the 2017 tax cuts permanent. That's a key Republican priority that they estimate will save the average American family about $1,700. Here's what else made it into the bill: a $4 trillion debt limit increase increase so the president can avoid a fight with Democrats about this later on in the year. The bill also hits private universities with a steep tax increase on their endowments. That, of course, comes as the president looks to cut federal funding from some schools.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting. Democrats are accusing Republicans of trying to pay for tax cuts for wealthy Americans by making cuts to essential services. You may remember a body being found in the woods in Bloomington 2 months ago. Chris Davis reports.
Remains found in Bloomington in March belonged to a man missing for 3 years, says the Monroe County Coroner's Office.
I know a lot of people had speculation, that this missing person, this identified remains, was initially Lawrence Spear. There was some early discussion that it was and it wasn't, kind of back and forth.
Coroner Jeff Hall says, though, it does provide closure to another family. John Baker Jr., who was 40, went missing in 2022, and it has now been determined that he committed suicide in the woods near Meadows Hospital. His remains were found by a crew working there March 26th. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And coming up this fall, Michael Jordan will join NBC's coverage of the NBA. The network announced Monday that the Hall of Famer will be a special contributor. In a statement, Jordan said the NBA on NBC was a meaningful part of his career, and he's excited about being a special contributor to the project. And sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. Practice begins today for the 109th running of the Indy 500. 2008 500 winner Scott Dixon is 6th in the point standings, but he says there's plenty of room to improve.
Just got to put everything behind you, right? There's obviously no reason to dwell on the day before. Sure, you've got to learn from it. You've got to learn from the mistakes or the bad days, but move on quickly. You can definitely, especially at that place when it was 2 or 3 weeks long, you can get in a downward spiral very fast.
Drivers will run from noon to 6 on the IMS Oval today through Friday, qualifying Saturday and Sunday. Game 5 tonight when the Indiana Pacers square off with the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference semifinals with tip time at 7 o'clock. Pacers lead that series 3-1, and the winner of that series gets the winner of the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics. The Knicks have a 3-1 series lead after they beat Boston in Game 4 Monday night, 121-113. And the Indianapolis Indians are trying to get their second win in a row. They're opening a 6-game homestand against the Louisville Bats that begins tonight in Indianapolis. I'm John Herrick on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. 8:35 with traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear.
All right, John, near Castleton, we are stopped because of a crash. The crash is at eastbound 465 before Allisonville Road, the right lane taken, and traffic backed up to Westfield Boulevard. Delay time at 21 minutes. On the east side, northbound 465 before I-70, crash blocking the left shoulder, causing a slowdown to Washington Street. South side, northbound 65, slow from South Keystone Avenue into the work zone between Raymond and the South Split. We lose lanes the closer to the South Split we get. West side, crash northbound 465 at West 10th, blocking both shoulders, slowing us down to Washington Street. Inbound 69, that's a 9-minute delay from 116th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
65 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:36.
Watching your parents get older is something you never get used to. You know it's going to happen, but it still doesn't seem right, especially when the time comes to consider moving a parent into a nursing home. It's a hard decision for you and them, and when that's the right choice, there's the added stress of what to do with the house. Simple Quarters understands and can help relieve some of that stress. They're a Christian company who is compassionate about what you and your parent are going through. They can help with the logistics of selling the home. They'll buy it as is, no need for repairs, cleaning, staging, or showings. No catch. It's one less thing for you to worry about. Simple Quarters, a Christian company dedicated to helping families through life's transitions. If you're facing the challenge of selling a home due to a loved one moving into an assisted living or nursing home, call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME, or go to simplequarters.com.
This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their large selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon, along with the Big Green Egg.
Start her engine by racing into Pierce Jewelers in Carmel for that perfect diamond engagement ring that will put you in the winner's circle. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
How bad is it?
Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight.
Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Tony Katz. What's up, everybody? 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Dow futures down 179. NASDAQ futures up 23. Inflation 2.3%. Okay. Lower than expected. 0.2% for the month, which would put you at 2.3, 2.4. The annual forecast was 2.4. The CPI, which is the core consumer price index, increased 0.2%. They say the yearly level, 2.8. The forecast was for 0.3 and 2.8. So I'm going to dig in a little bit on Tony Katz today, where we think this takes us and what effect tariffs did or did not have. Because there's a whole conversation about how we took in $16 billion last month. $16 billion is what was taken in. Look at us, all the money coming in from these tariffs. I'm the only person not cheering this. If you follow me at TonyKatz.com, you saw my video last night about this. We paid it. It's a tax. We paid it. I'm not cheering $16 billion. If tariffs is a tactic get us to a place, oh, good. Cheering tariffs for their sake? No. Now, if you want tariffs to replace the income tax, which I still don't know how it works in entirety, but at least I'm willing to have the conversation, great. Tariffs and an income tax? Sucks. Just the facts. Then you have oil prices. West Texas crude, Oklahoma area at $62.71 a barrel, basically where it was this time yesterday. The Brent crude coming out of the ocean, $65.65 a barrel. And the 10-year Treasury at 4.44. Not going anywhere anytime soon. It's just a not. I am very curious how the reduction in tariffs is going to increase China's manufacturing. There has been a lot of talk about how the move on tariffs from Trump and this so-called deal, which is not a deal. Scott Bessent did not come to a deal with the Chinese. They came to a level of détente to then figure out a deal. And one could argue, well, then that's the process. That's all good. But I'm not going to cheer the reduction in tariffs because we are the ones who increased the tariffs. That's chaos management. Right? The very idea that you increase the tariffs to 145%, you bring it down, and now it's only 30%, and everyone says, what a great job. I'm in favor of a better deal with China. I'm in favor of crushing China economically. But I'm not going to cheer chaos management. I won't do it. Nor will I listen to even Scott Bessent try and make the claim that there's a deal. There's not a deal yet. But I'll still tell you that I like the fact that Scott Bessent is the guy in the room trying to make the deal. I feel the same way about him. There are a couple people who I think have shown themselves to be serious players. I think Sean Duffy, at least in the way he conducts his interviews to Secretary of Transportation, I'm impressed with what I'm seeing. I'm impressed with the focus in his conversations, and hopefully it'll translate to things getting better faster in, for example, Newark Airport. I feel that way about Scott Bessent. I feel that there are times where he's towing the Trump line, which I wish he wouldn't do, but I think he's a much more practical player, behind-the-scenes player, who is getting us to this place of deals that make sense. I don't know if the UK deal really fits that, but I have faith in Bessent, and I want to at least see it through. I'd hate to be disappointed there. Guys like Lutnick, I'm sorry, I'm just not into. I think Howard Lutnick engages a lot of beclowning, for sure. Marco Rubio. There's a weird thing going on. There's this meme out of Magaville. Who knew Marco Rubio was this good? Everybody who had ever heard the man talk ever. Everybody knew he was that good. He's Marco Rubio. He's exceptional. The only time he went off the rails was when he was running for president, taking on Trump, and didn't know how to handle Trump and wanted to go a personal route. It's not his milieu. And it cost him dearly. The guy's sensational. Only Magaville would be like, I didn't know Marco Rubio was this good. Well, dear Lord, and somebody doesn't pay attention. Hope to see some deals. Hope to see some trade deals. But I want to see what Bessent brings. I want to see what happens. But I am curious as to whether or not, like once these tariffs went down, that every manufacturer in the U.S. was saying, hey, send over the rest of the goods. While the tariffs are down, send over the rest of the goods. And I just do not know how that long-term affects. And so the conversation has been that Trump caved to China. I guess you could discuss it that way. I could equally discuss it as China desperately needed to get some of these manufacturing plants going. You can spin it any way you want. The only thing that matters is what does the deal bring us? And that, I don't know yet. I just don't have an answer to what we're going to get. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. You can get a tree. Circle City Trees has got you covered and at a price you're going to love. And every price is right there on the website. So easy to work with, so easy to deal with. Great people over there, Circle City Trees in Zionsville. You should check it out for yourself because every tree is unique, different personality, and you might need a tree for a different purpose, right? You want to block out a noisy or nosy neighbor? That's one kind of tree. You want shade for your back deck or your front porch? That's a different kind of neighbor in Circle City, or a different kind of tree. Never mind neighbor. At Circle City Trees has got all the trees, evergreen shade trees, ornamental trees, flowering trees, fruit trees. They have got it all. They take care of the installation. They've got the mulching, the warranty. So easy to work with. And I told you, the pricing is right there at CircleCityTrees.com. Check them out today. Go visit them or go online to CircleCityTrees.com. 317-768-3005. 768-3005. Tell them Tony Katz sent you or online at CircleCityTrees.com. That's Matt Bear. He's got traffic. What's up, Matt?
What's happening, Tony? Looking at the west side crash. Northbound 465 West 10th Street. The shoulders are blocked and traffic is slow back to Rockville Road. Also looking at the north side near Castleton. Eastbound 465 at the White River or before Allisonville Road. Crash blocking the right lane, stopping us past Westfield Boulevard. Delay time at 51 minutes. That's what I'm showing. 1 minute to make it through that. Inbound 69, 7-minute delay, 116th Street, 282nd. And northbound 65, south side stop-and-go traffic, South Keystone Avenue into the south split. That is a construction zone. And then we slow down again right around Michigan Street on northbound 65. That delay continues out to Meridian Pad. East side crash, northbound 465 between Washington and I-70. That's on the left shoulder. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their great selection of grills. Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
65 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:47.
Another update is just minutes away.
In Riyadh, the president will be pushing for more investment into the U.S.
Saudi Arabia. This is an important relationship.
Hear the news.
Severe weather on Thursday.
Be a lot of instability, a lot of shear coming in.
Hail, damaging winds, and the possibility for tornadoes.
As events happen.
Final clemency hearing for Benjamin Ritchie.
We'll happen to be there.
Killing Beech Grove police officer Bill Toney.
I am at Bill's funeral all over again.
Sole decision of Governor Mike Braun.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close, you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy world-class dining and distilleries, shops, spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
Hey, will you be filing for Social Security in the next 5 years? The amount of lifetime income you get from Social Security could vary by hundreds of thousands of dollars. And basically, it all boils down to not only your timing, but also coordinating taxes, spousal benefits, IRAs, 401k withdrawals, and much more. Hammer and Nigel here. You got to make sure you get every penny that's rightfully yours with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery.
We trust Bill Demery, and you can too. And if you've saved more than $200,000 and have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. This analysis could help you get hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional lifetime income, and it's free. Schedule it right now, 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coating and their transformation, like your neighbor Mike.
Well, the local company that we used first was highly recommended by people in our neighborhood. We did not know until after it didn't work on our floor. It just healed up like a cheap suit. And so my wife says, we got to do something. And so she started looking around on the internet, and she found Galaxy.
Lots of styles to choose from, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
We got Galaxy out here. They got here at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and they finished up at 6 o'clock that night. Other than having a beautiful garage floor, you couldn't tell they were here. Just did a wonderful job on it.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings works for any area like patios, garage floors, driveways, and around pools.
Still looks fantastic, and anybody that visits our house, that's all they want to talk about. I mean, they just can't believe how nice the garage floor looks.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook, GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com. We are out of this world.
Think of it as WIBC on 2x speed. Big opinions, great moments, and just enough chaos. The WIBC Mashup Podcast brings it all together in one fast, fun listen. New episode each weekday. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
Life Church values the hard work it takes to reach and accomplish goals.
We want to congratulate all 2025 graduates and let you know that even though there's many unknowns ahead of you, you can always trust in the Lord.
Proverbs 3:6 says, "In all your ways acknowledge God, and He will make your path straight."
You are beginning a brand new chapter, and we're confident the Lord will lead you every step of the way.
So congratulations on behalf of Life Church. We're really proud of you. LifeChurchIN.com.
Do you need air conditioning service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust, like Family Heating and Air Conditioning? Find that American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Race into Pierce Jewelers in Carmel and make a pit stop to purchase that unique diamond engagement ring that will put you in the winner's circle. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that TV theme song? Here's how we play our game. Producer Carl has chosen a television theme song from yesteryear. I have to guess what that theme song is. And that, I mean, I knew the song, but I actually had to think of the show. That's Hawaii Five-0.
Hey now.
Turn that up. It's good. It's a good theme song. I need to turn it down now. Beats the crap out of Friends. Yeah, Carl? Yeah, we're not going to be using that sound effect anymore.
No ducks?
We're going to delete that right now. Just get to it. Just delete.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to go. Someone gave Carl the authority to play sounds, and he has just been, he is drunk with power. That's all that's happening. Completely drunk with power. On Tony Katz today at noon, I'm at the Meekum auction. I am at the Meekum auction, and you should be there as well. We'll be live noon to 3. We're going to be talking about the auction. Of course, I'll be covering all the daily news and commentary and everything else. I from what I'm told, I've got a good place to sit because with the arm, I need to have the arm kind of stretched out and stuff. So I'm out of the daily sling now, but I will have it there with me just to be protective. I'm going to need. I don't know if it's in my rider. I'm going to need a Diet Coke, and because I'm at the fairgrounds, I need some kind of fair food. They have it there. I'm going to need a supply of fair food, even if it's just French fries. Just keep them coming. Keep them coming, and that's it. I cannot guarantee snacks for you all, but I do want you to show up. It's going to be a fantastic time. We're going to be at the Mecum auction, noon to 3. It's going to be fantastic, terrific. Cannot wait. I don't get to do enough stuff. And this brings us to the, should we be doing an Indy 500 porch party? And it turns out WIBC is like, well, yeah, if we can bring all the elements together, sponsorship together, everything else, we can do it. So now I'm like, well, we should do it. We should try and do a porch party. So sponsorship's now available. Is that how I do it? That's right. That's how I do it. Sponsorship's now available. We'll figure out the rest. You guys want to hang out the morning before the race and smoke cigars and drink espresso and mimosas, and we'll do the classy porch party, right? Tuxedo tops and jorts, which is a great way to have a party. I'm pretty sure that's what Jason Hammer was wearing when he got married. No, Crystal would demand much better than that. That woman is class. I'm telling you right now. We should really do the porch party. We'll discuss it. I'll see you at the Mecum auction at noon. Matt Bear has traffic.
West side crash northbound 465 between Rockville Road and West 10th Street. It's over on the shoulder. The left one, and no delay right now. Bit of a slowdown as you make your way through that crash site. Now, the south side has northbound 65 stop and go from South Keystone Avenue up to the south split. And we slow again on northbound 6570 down Michigan Street out to Meridian Penn. North side stopped. Crash eastbound 465 at the White River. That's before Allisonville Road. Right lane closed and jammed up past Westfield Boulevard. Delay is at 47 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.